Brotherhood. Brotherhood is what is the manga, and I think the manga is what's really great.
Nice.
Although the original,
so we are big manga fans here on the Concord and Illuminati. Okay. Hi, my name is Molly, and I will be your game master for this adventure into our world of Grajwheel. I am here with some friends that you know and you love, starting in alphabetical order.
Is it me?
It's you, yeah.
It's you.
Your name starts with A-D. I'm pretty sure it's you.
I'm Adora. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm playing Celestrina, who might also be first in alphabetical order of the characters. And she also uses she, her pronouns.
Nah, Bish, it's me. I would be next, or first, rather, in alphabetical order as Bae, who is the player that I'm playing. I use, see how I did that? It was very smooth. They, them pronouns. My name is Scarlett, and I use she, her pronouns.
Take it away, Trev.
Well, we broke the order of the naming, but hey, I'm Trev. I use they, them pronouns, and the character I'm playing is Erish, a big buff minotaur who uses she, her pronouns. Hello.
And I'm Penny, and I don't use they, them pronouns. You do when referring to me. Okay. I'm playing Zisha, the Dragonborn Ranger, who also uses they, them pronouns, unless I'm misremembering what I put on the character sheet. I think it's they, them.
Well, I have you listed as they, she, so you're a they, she for tonight, Penny, until I change you. Until
Penny?
That Penny is listed as a they, she.
Thank you for assigning my pronouns for the evening.
And the role of Penny's pronouns will be...
All I've ever wanted was to be assigned a she, her pronoun, okay? So, all right, let's go.
No, there's a whole bunch of jokes because I tend to date non-binary people who end up becoming like she, hers by the end of it. And I always joke to myself about how I'm a problematic trans medicalist, which I'm not, but it's always funny to me. But anyways, hello, welcome to our decidedly not dead play. It's unfortunate that bit dies.
No,
season 3.
The dead bit is dead.
Hadn't even considered.
We're alive and well. It's an alive
We're alive
play.
and well.
What a time! What a time to be alive.
It was.
Oh no!
And we died. No, they're completely gone. Well, here we go. Only weeks ago, the crew of the Foriolis unwittingly threw a massive wrench into the plans of a creature now known as Hirja. Welcome back, Penny.
Am I back?
Hirja's, and you are.
All right.
Hirja.
VPN off. Sorry.
They turned what?
I forgot to turn my VPN off, and then I remembered when I disconnected that that's what was happening.
Sometimes you gotta take care of your privacy. Hirja is an overwhelmingly powerful entity from the far south of our world, Grajwheel, who, with a pair of very self-interested emerald drakes, struck out at the long-hidden ancient crystal dragons of this world, enslaving them or subduing them in search of terrible magical power. Bending these dragons against their own will, she turned her ire to the cities of the continent of Vermeret. Within 3 days, her strike on the millennia-old civilization of Estipena ended with the largest mass extinction in the history of the world. Now, Hirja's eye is focused on the sister city, the neighbor to the west, Hadmurs. We find our heroes, Bayou, bubbly blonde, halfling lash of light, as prone to put their foot in their mouth as any creature has ever been on the material plane. We find Celestrina, the caterpilliest ladrin, freshest to walk out of the Shadowfell and into an adventure here on the material plane.
You
These
heard it
two
here
were-
first, folks. I am caterpilled.
She's catermaxing. It's important. Stay tuned for caterpilling advice. These two tangling in a brutal melee versus the betrayer Uruhanu, the current leader of the desert people named Onoramo. As Celestrina swung her fearsome longsword back one last time and drove what she hoped would be the final blow into Uruhanu's armored chest piece, a tremendous explosion rattled the depths of the ziggurat. A flash of green light interrupts this moment for what seems like 4 months. Concord no Mananji, roll for initiative.
Oh.
Oh no.
Initiative. I love my -1 to my initiative.
Are you ready for me to start saying numbers?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
That was very polite.
So you see in front of you, Celestrina, as you have been driven back from the central point where you had been tussling with the leader of the Onoramo. You see thrown back up against the wall, her form, but significantly altered. The shape of emerald dragon scales kind of arcing across her body, and a new arcane magic pouring through her, as well as two spirits of Onoramo warriors appearing beside her. You see in this room the central pool of water that had been used as one of the first holy sites of Admursa's religion, and it had been corrupted perverted by this ritual to draw Nilmananji's power into it. As this green light clears, you see sitting in the center of the map a small green emeraldkin. Zinsha, if you'd like to describe your character.
Yeah. I am a little bit shorter than most humans, about 5'4". I am green from head to toe. I'm wearing armor that is slightly different colored green. It's a bit paler. It has some adornments on it. You see glowing sigils down all of the what do you call it? The trim, I think, is what you would call it. Like in RuneScape when you would get trimming on your anyway. You see sigils down like the borders of each panel. You see it's made of scales that seem bigger than my own. And I can't remember if the earrings made it into the character design or not.
Not in the art, but you can say whatever you want to do, Gorge.
That's true. We are playing make believe. I have earrings.
Literally a game of make believe.
Yeah, I have earrings. They're like if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, they're like Winry's earrings. They're little like clip-on things around the ear.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, and a spear on my back and a belt full of knives.
Ooh,
Hell
too
yeah.
dangerous.
And then kind of laying in the mud, focusing on the last few moments of that feign death spell, is another creature, Erish. If you could please describe yourself.
So Erish is currently pretending, feigning death, but you see before you a large, bulky minotaur, orange fur with white splotches, jewelry adorning her horns, and a nose piercing as well. And I would think that right now she's probably in a disguise, so she is not in her typical dress. But normally she wears a leather crop top and leather pants and built-in armor into that as well, with a large longsword on her back.
Wonderful. Anything else you'd like to say?
Not at the moment.
Bayou, what should I put down for you?
Oh, my initiative? 12.
Yes.
Did you want mine?
Celestrina, what would you like?
12.
Nice. Trev, what is your initiative?
Funnily enough, also 12.
And Zinsha, any chance?
It's 18.
Oh.
Damn. I'm so
He is
sorry
still
to
pretty good at
swear in front of all of the impressionable people here on our channel here. As far as the lighting, thought it was cool. Is it too much? Do you want me to switch it to regular?
On what we're looking at on Foundry?
Yes.
It's very distracting to me, personally, the shimmering. If there's a way
Right.
for only me to turn it off, I would do that. Like a low motion mode, maybe?
There we go. All right. So, you're just gonna have to pretend at home in this game of make-believe that there's a shining, glimmering emerald light hanging over this pool of water in the center of the room. Top of the order is the new and... What's up?
It's still kind of glowing though.
Yep.
It's still
'Cause
like
it's
a little
burning
bit.
embers.
I love that.
I know. I learned a thing today. Not exciting.
Cool.
I'm a thing learner. You are
Wait, hold on. I have to say something because we just rolled initiative. So I have the alert origin feat. Trev, would you like to trade initiatives?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, great. It's yours. You can have my 12.
Okay, cool.
All right,
you
I'm
can
done.
also
Thank
have
you
my
for-
12.
Damn, I wanted the 12.
That's
Woo!
sick. That's sick. You know, we are playing with a heavily modified set of 5e rules.
What?
Which we'll get into as they come up. But we're playing 2024. We've made the leap.
Fuck.
Top of the order is our friend Uruhanu. She looks sick. Like not sick nasty, very ill. And she's kind of gets her bearings, and you hear this kind of gurgling voice as whatever magic she was channeling into her sword seems to have really exploded all upon her. And she looks at all of you and says, "You can play that game, Ohabala." And I need a dexterity saving throw from Zinsha, Celestrina, and Bayou as a fireball goes off.
Just an 8 from me.
It's an 8 from me, dog.
Unless I have proficiency for some reason.
You're a ranger. That wouldn't be weird.
Oh, it's plus 5, not plus 2. 11.
Okay.
13.
6.
All right. Wow, that is a whole lot of fun for me. That'll be a whopping 32 points of fire damage all around as we open up here.
Ooh.
I figured that I should not I'll just not have whatever bonus hit stuff that I would normally have from hacks stuff, and then that will make up for the fact that we were in a fight and then now I have at full HP again. So I'm just going to be at normal max HP.
Zinsha, you have life is pretty new already, but just existing is pretty new. You have basically, you are seeing a whole lot of things for the first time. You see an elf, that's familiar. You see a minotaur, you have no idea what that is. You've never seen a cow before, really. A halfling, no idea. And then somebody tries to light you on fire. And then there's 2 ghosts behind them. What would you like to do?
I am playing the new ranger, so I'd like to spend my bonus action to put favored enemy on this big bad guy. I think a fireball is enough for me to know who the villains are in this combat.
You definitely understand fire.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because what did happen just before this.
My class feature, I'm trying to find the wording on it. I don't see it on Foundry. I think it might just be in the player's handbook.
What would you like to know?
I just want a quick refresher on the mechanics of my if I move, I get bonus damage. I believe.
Yep. So
Yeah, it's Ranger, Free Runner.
Roving, your speed increases.
No, it's Momentum Strike in the UAH. Oh, at 7. We are level 7.
You are level 7. We didn't put something in. So when you move 10 feet, you get extra damage done, right?
Yeah, it says if I move at least 20 feet immediately before making a weapon attack, the attack deals an additional 1d6 per hit.
Cool.
And then because I'm level 7, I actually have the safety roll feature, which says that when I take damage of any type other than psychic, I can use my reaction to reduce the damage by an amount equal to half my ranger level plus my dex modifier. So that would only be 5, but would you mind if I gained 5 HP off of that?
I don't mind at all.
Okay, so that's at 33. It's rounded down usually, right? 7, half of 7 is 3.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to move some distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll move here and then up here and then throw, I believe 3 daggers is what we decided, because I have the dual weapon fighting and the dagger, the throne specialization or whatever it's called, weapon mastery. Or one of those might be a bonus action. My turns will be faster in the future once I know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, this is the first session. Don't worry about it. We're all enjoying learning about your character.
I'm on the spot. I didn't have any time. Okay.
Yeah.
So extra attack. So I have the level 5 ranger extra attack, which is an extra attack, just period.
So you throw 2 daggers.
Yeah, but I also there was a thing that's you can use a bonus action to throw an offhand weapon.
With Nick, you can throw 3.
With Nick,
as an action.
Okay, as one action. Okay, so I'm throwing 3 different attack rolls for all 3 of them.
Yep, and the only difference is that the third one doesn't add your modifiers.
The third one doesn't add my modifiers, and the second one, only the first one gets the extra 1d6 for momentum. Okay, so we'll do the first one first.
Unless you move twice.
Okay, that is a nat 1, so we missed the first one.
Okay.
Oh, I could have moved and then attacked and then moved?
Yes. It's not Pathfinder.
Cool. Can I do that instead? Because it's 20 feet.
Yeah, you can get your 2 off. Yep.
Cool. So the first one missed, but I did it halfway through. The second one, we'll roll again. No way that hits. What's my it's strength plus proficiency, right?
Yep.
So 11. No way.
11 does not hit, no.
11 does not hit. Okay. And then the third one.
This is going to be the crit. I can feel it.
Okay, but I don't get modifiers to the damage roll.
Yep.
Okay. It's dirty 20.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. And daggers deal 1d4 plus 1d6 for Hunter's Mark. Right?
Yep.
It's still 1d6 in this system? Okay.
Yes.
6 damage with no ability mods because it's my offhand, so 6 damage total.
Heck yeah. So you see kind of getting their bearings. Zinsha reaches into their belt and hucks their first knife. It scatters along the ground. The second knife, she's still kind of tumbling forward, just kind of acting on instinct. Throws it pings off of another sandstone wall, and the third one kind of nails this creature right above the breastplate, and so there's just kind of a loose dagger hanging out of this person's flesh as we come around to one of the spirits.
And just real quick, do you want me to track my ammunition, and do you want me to retrieve it from the battlefield when I want?
You're moving a lot, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Okay.
It's a 1d4
I feel
weapon.
It's like making a pancake. The first couple are always going to turn out not great. You just got teleported into a random room full of creatures you've never seen. Hitting the third one is impressive, frankly.
6 damage? I mean, hey, who hasn't wished they had 6 more damage?
All right. So let's see. We are going to do this. This one is going to start to close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and is going to start the earth to quake beneath you as it brings down a longsword on top of your head. It brings down a mace on top of your head as it stands there with a mace and shield. The first hit will be the first hit will be 12 to hit. That'll miss.
Nope. It's AC
and
16.
so you feel as this mace, it hits the ground and you see like a big poof of dirt and the sandstone dust and ash kind of flow up all around you. Next up is Bayou.
Oh, okay. I am going to sorry, I was expecting Celestrina to go before me.
No, I traded with Trev. Didn't you hear?
Yeah.
My bad, of course.
You silly goose.
You silly Billy. Okay.
Oh, I am doing a silly here.
Oh, okay.
I'm not showing the audience the board. Hey, we're learning. Please continue.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to I'm so sorry. I was prepared and then I forgot what I was doing. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and
if I had a nickel for every, because like I pro GM, right? And so if I had a nickel for every time a caster comes around and it's like, I remembered all of my spells until it was my turn. Like it is a universal caster item. Like melees, marshals always know what's up. They're like, I'm going to use my cantrip. And you're like, yes. The casters always sideswipe.
As another
why
pro
I don't
GM,
like playing casters.
So Scarlett, what would you like to do?
Sorry. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Is what I'm gonna do. Yep, we're just gonna go with the old classic. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians. Sorry?
Great.
And then I'm gonna just charge this guy. Right up Hans.
You get him. Let's get a wisdom saving throw here from him.
How much fire damage was it before? 31.
32.
Okay.
Wait, does that make sense? 86 average of 6 is 4 times 8 is 32. Yes.
Average of 6 is 3.5, I thought. Well, it doesn't matter. 32 sounds normal to me.
32 is normal. So getting back here. So the wisdom saving throw, they save. How much damage will it do?
They take
and you're casting that at 3rd level or 4th level?
3rd.
Okay.
So they take 4 damage.
All right, wicked. 4 damage as this next up is Celestrina as this torrent of water erupts. It gets pulled up from this sacred divining pool beside them. Bayou forms it into this mass of droplets whirling around them for the 3rd time this combat and starts to beat
It's
back.
got a second wind, you know?
Heck yeah. Sometimes you just level midway through a combat.
It's crazy.
It's wild how that happens. Celestrina.
Okay, so this is who did the fireball?
Is Uruhanu.
And Uruhanu, but the one who's in Spirit Guardians currently is
a spirit.
The spirit? And
yep.
Can you describe the spirits again for me, please?
The spirit, absolutely no problem. So the spirits, one of them is a ghost of a kind of like a desert ranger. You see it sitting back with a rifle, and it has a kind of a spiritual rifle sitting in its hand that it is training on people. You see that a kind of very customary a customary Unoramal head garb and kind of loose flowing clothes. The other is wielding a mace and a shield, and is kind of much more up in the face. You can see kind of it looks like the spirit of a recently deceased.
Okay, and the rangery looking one, do they have like a bow or something?
They have a rifle, a riffle.
Okay, you said that and I missed it. And which one is the one that is near Zincha and Bay?
The
Mace.
mace one.
The mace one. Okay. Great. So I'm currently glowing in shadow, wreathed in shadow, because of the fact that I just took 32 fire damage. So I think that I will cast Mirror Image. I love to cast Mirror Image. Did you know, folks at home, I get to use a good Mirror Image now?
So fancy.
The 2024 Mirror Image is so much better. I kind of am afraid to like group up a little bit against these enemies, which I feel like is reasonable.
Reasonable.
Against if they've got stuff like Fireball, you know.
Get in there.
So I'm just gonna go up with Uruhanu. Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will use my bonus action to pull Uruhanu towards me 5 feet using the Mark of Shadows. So they're 5 feet towards me, and they have the gnawing mark. So, you know, butterflies in a blue kind of oil slick pattern on their wings. Like they kind of seem like they're glowing, like they're not glowing, but they all also are glowing. Like flow out from around me and reach out and like pull them towards me, and also continue to kind of hang out around Uruhanu, distracting and annoying them. And I am just gonna use the cantrip. Yeah, I'm just gonna use Illusory Strike.
Hell yeah!
Because this is the beginning of a combat. Yeah, also Josephine is here.
You did your thing.
Oh yeah, I did Mirror Image. Right. Yeah, this is it. I'm just hanging out. We're just hanging out.
There's just a lot of butterflies chewing on Uruhanu at this moment right now. As four Celestrinas take the field. Erish, you're up.
Okay. Erish is I guess going to drop at this point Feign Death is done, right? It's ended?
Up to you.
Okay. We'll say it drops. And Erish is going to, I guess, I'm currently prone, so I will take half movement to stand up. And I will go looking around quickly, assessing the situation, drawing my longsword, and start heading into the fray here. Let's go 10, 15 right there. As a bonus action, Erish is going to enspell her sword.
Ooh.
Cool.
So
What does that mean?
This is a Benjamin Huffman Magus ability that allows the Magus to enchant their own stuff on the go with very special effects that hopefully we will see used to devastating.
I love
that's
that
what I'm hoping.
moment of transatlantic accent there, like for the Magus on the go.
So, for the viewer at home, you see Erish don her longsword, quickly doing hand sign and running her hand over the blade as it enwreaths in like this green glow, and a mark kind of manifests at the crossguard, signifying her enspelling of the sword. And she stands at the ready to go. And that's my turn.
What's your action?
That was a bonus action. You are right. Let's see here.
It doesn't happen often, audience, but I am I'll say often amount of times, right? Don't count on it.
We are going to, you know what? We are going to point and use a hateful haunting as to Udahanu here, as they need to make a charisma saving throw.
Is that okay? That's charisma.
Yep.
Let's see, how rizzed up is she? She is not a Rizzler. That is
DC
a 14.
Oh, that meets it. That's 14.
Beat it.
Yep. Yeah, nothing happens.
Classic.
It's a cantrip. It's okay.
So sometimes you're able to pull undead spirits out of the void to harry your enemies. Sometimes the undead spirits are sitting there drinking a mojito, laughing at you. And this is one of those time B type scenarios. As all of this happens, the riflemen loads a shot into their spiritual weapon and lets a burst of energy forth. I am going to upcast Chromatic Orb at Erish here. So
are you? Can I steal that?
Sure. What do I need to roll?
Sick. There's no roll, actually. It just happens as long as it's low enough level. Chromatic Orb is a first level spell, right?
So you're going to yank Chromatic Orb?
Yeah. So I'm using
block it?
Yes, and I can describe it for the audience. This is a UAH feature also. This is the Great Trickster feature for the Warlock specialization. So when I see somebody using a spell, I can expend a spell slot. And so if you're upcasting this, then I'm assuming it was cast with a second level spell slot. So I have second level spell slots. I have one left, and I'm going to use it to fizzle that. And I also get the Chromatic Orb in my vault.
Heck yeah. So you see kind of in this moment that this mode of flame is forming in the chamber of this creature's firearm, Erish, and it's trained on you. You see the elf, kind of a strange elf for you. You're not used to seeing the Eladrin around. But she, gorgeous creature nonetheless. And you just see her
Odd was
kind of
Eladrin, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, but Odd was not a summer Eladrin, so. Odd was on the island, and Odd was in Eladrin. So they've met Eladrin.
Trev has not. Erish was not. Had nothing.
Oh, I'm right. I'm being silly. Sorry.
So Erish. Yeah. So you see it fizzle. Next up is Uruhanu again, and let us go, Uruhanu.
While you're doing that, I think that the flavor here is interesting because we were just fighting Erish. We were infiltrating. We don't know what's going on. So all this stuff is happening. Zincha shows up and starts throwing daggers out of nowhere. I just get taken 3/4 of my health in one attack. And all I see is Erish hopping up and failing to hateful hauntings this. So Celestrina is really hurting and thinking, wow, it looks like the Minotaur has turned on this big bad here. I guess I will protect them and hereby fizzle the spell that is I can see the rifle pointed at Erish, and I'm you know what? Let's build some goodwill here. Let's
Okay, so three attacks go out at you.
Me?
Yep, at you.
They all have minus a D4. Don't forget, because of gnawing mark.
I will not forget because of gnawing mark. It is,
and they also have
handy.
disadvantage because I'm under half health, and if it's a melee attack, then it gets disadvantage.
Oh, and if it does hit, then nothing will happen. All right, so the first one is gonna. What's your AC? Is 19?
20. It's
okay,
20.
That will have missed. That will miss. And that one actually has a chance of hitting. The third strike will hit. So they draw this. They still have this tremendous battle axe, and they bring out with this kind of twisted emerald dragon scale arm, and they bring it down on you 3 times. And the first time your shield knocks it away. The first time you're able to parry it. The second time it smashes idly into the water around you, and then the third time it swings down and makes contact with one of the images. Does it hit one of them?
Yes, it does hit one of them.
All right, and it dispels the image, and you hear Uruhano kind of cackle. I'm gonna get you. I don't care where the fuck you hide. Next up is Zinsha.
I have a question.
I have a fully thought out answer.
Did the shove action change in between these two editions?
Yep, it is part of. It is an attack you can take now. It is an unarmed attack you can take.
Okay. So it would take up one of my 3 attacks.
One of your 3 attacks. Yep, and it forces a dexterity or strength saving throw they get to choose, and it's versus your DC.
Okay. And my DC would just be I roll athletics.
8 plus proficiency plus strength.
8 plus proficiency plus strength. No athletics.
Nope, that's all been done away with.
Oh, that makes athletics worse. What is athletics even for now? Climbing. Oh, a thing that I get for free as a class feature? Cool. That's cool. Well, that's fine. That would be DC 15. And then another question is Spirit Guardians. Does it hit them when they leave as well? So when they enter or leave?
When they start their, or when they end their turn, or start. I think when they start their turn. Hold on, let me check.
When they end their turn, or they enter for the first time on a turn.
So I can't kick them out to make them take an extra hit of damage.
No, unfortunately not.
Yes, you can. You can kick them out and then put them back in somehow. Yes.
But they're going to be going before Bay goes.
I'm just going to go for prone then, because probably they'll spend their turn getting up. My first attack, and then they can't take opportunity attacks on their prone. That is still.
Nope, they can. It's just a disadvantage.
A disadvantage. Oh, that's fine. Do you? Yeah. So DC 15 strength or dexterity on this show. Saves. Okay.
14 plus.
14 plus. I think I need so badly to get away. I will simply do it again. I will try to knock them over again. DC 15.
Fails. They go prone.
Okay. And I'm not going to disengage, so I'm going to move away. I have AC.
Okay, they will make their attack at disadvantage. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
All right, cool. They will deal. It'll just be 8 damage slashing.
8 damage slashing. Yep. If I use my reaction now, I won't have it for the rest of the turn cycle. So I think I will go to 25 health. Okay. Wow, all that, and I got basically nothing out of it. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares away like this, and then use my bonus action to throw a dagger at my hunter's marked. This is a giant, right?
She's kind of a monstrosity.
Okay, well, I'll throw it at the monstrosity.
So she like transformed when she summoned Zinsha and has like dragon scales and stuff.
I got an 11 again. I'm rolling very poorly today.
An 11 total?
4 plus 7, yeah.
Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's awful. You might want to burn those dice. Next up is the prone sentinel. Will take half of his movement to stand up. We'll take the wisdom save. Or no, it ends its turn, right?
That is what you said, and I didn't double check you.
So I'm gonna go with that interpretation. We'll step forward, and swing out with its mace, kind of smashing into the ground, trying to get something going. We'll cast Warden's Rebuke on you. Okay. It will hit with a 25. And we'll deal 4 plus 3, 7 plus plus another 3 damage, so 10 bludgeoning damage, and you feel the earth trembling threateningly beneath your feet. As you can tell that if you attack anyone but it this turn, you will be lashed at. Next up is Bay. You have this earth trembling around your feet.
Okay, so it's
getting ready
taking
to
the
lash out at
save,
you.
right? So now it's
And then it's going to take the save. Save fails. Roll me damage.
Oh, good. All right, that's going to be
Let's go, Guardians.
13 damage.
13 damage.
Oh, plus
Heck yeah.
3, so 16 damage.
Heck yeah. So as this buffet of watery magic just keeps beating and beating and beating on this ghost, interrupting its seeming ability to maintain its tie to this plane. Your turn.
Okay, fantastic. I am going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on myself as a 3rd level spell.
All right. So action, you see kind of by you, reach out, grab one of these motes, and kind of like just chug it. Oh, make a concentration check. Sorry for spiritual for Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
You have advantage.
I rolled a 7. I rolled a 17, so I'm okay.
Great.
All right, and then I am going to I'm going to cast
We lost Scarlet.
You have your bonus action, and you've already cast a spell. We lost her.
We lost it. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
You lost me.
You're back. You're back.
You're back. You
have Hello. Where did you
remaining? And you've already cast a spell. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do Toll the Dead.
You casted an action spell, so you only have a bonus action remaining.
It's a cantrip.
Oh,
damn it! You're right.
Oh, an action.
Oh, I see. No, wait. Cure Wounds. Oh no, that's Healing Word. All right. Okay, sorry. Then never mind. Then I am going to. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Wicked. Celstrina, as you see by you kind of stumbling backwards, reaching out and slamming this divine energy into their body, you are kind of face to face with this creature who just knocked one of your nearly impossible, one of those things that make you nearly impossible to hit, out of existence. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so and when I think that the flavor for that as well is just like this is it. Everything's working. It's the system works because I had the minus a D4 and that was the carrion, that was the warden subclass feature, and I had the disadvantage, which was the warden feature, which is, to be honest, almost never come up so far playing this character. And I had the mirror image, and they all worked together to make it so that I was able to dodge. So imagine the butterflies are actually one of the attacks got stopped by the butterflies, and one got stopped by the form of shadows, and one got stopped by the mirror image. So I have a question for you, Molly. Do I have a health potion? Because it's the new, it's a new character sheet. And I mean, we can, if we just have whatever it had to be before is fine. I just want to know because we had a bunch.
I hate this question.
I know. I knew you were gonna hate it, but I really love it. I had one.
I'm gonna say, let's consult the Sorceress Supreme at keeping track of things while we go on an ad break, and we will resolve this behind closed doors.
Yeah.
All right. So we are on an ad break.
Okay.
So. How many health potions do we have left, Scarlet?
I don't have my journal. I don't know what I did with it, and I couldn't find it before the session. I'm so sorry.
No.
I know. I'll find it before next session. I think we had 7 and we used 1.
Yeah, I think we had 6
so we have 6 left.
So I just didn't know if you wanted to reset that to a lower number or whatever.
No, so you have 3, Bayou has 3. That will be how we're playing this.
Awesome.
All right. We have about, let's see how long left in this ad break.
It's when it also, Molly, it's when it starts its turn. I just looked.
What?
We have 12
I also
seconds when
looked.
it starts its turn. Great.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And
Back in 9.
I also checked and it said ends its turn.
Do I have the old version? Well, I might have the old
possible.
version.
Where? The new
Where
version
what?
that I just looked up on 5 and
Next up here is Celestrina. Celestrina, what would you like to do? You have 3. You have 3 healing potions, greater healing potions, and Bayou has 3 greater healing potions. What would you like to do?
Yes. So Celestrina looks over at Bayou and says, "By any chance, do you have any extra of that laying around?" and because Bayou just healed himself, and she's jealous, so she pulls out a healing potion and drinks one as a bonus action. And a greater healing potion is 2d8.
44 plus 4.
44 plus 4. Great. So I will do that, and if you want, I can do it after my other thing, and
Yes,
then I'll
please.
just roll after. And then, so I may or may not still have Form of Shadows up, but I feel like what I'm doing right now is pretty ideal. Like, I feel like if this person is making 3 huge attacks, just go every single turn, like, I'm good at that. So I'm just going to stay here and do my thing, I am going to, interesting. So if I'm just going to use Illusory Strike for reals this time, and I'm going to get help from Josephine.
Okay. So you see, as butterflies are wrapping themselves around this creature, a shadowy, red-headed Eladrin lashes out, and a small flying turtle starts bouncing off the head of Uruhanu.
So I got a nat 20.
Woo!
Hell yeah! Give me some damage.
Heck yeah! And in fact, I will go ahead and replace the D8 on the second, on the actual roll with healing with the Emerald Longsword thing, because I think I could use that healing right now. So, that's a D6. Sorry. Okay, this looks like a D8 to me. No, it's not. Okay, I think I lost my D8.
Have you ever been at a tabletop and you just don't know the difference between a D10, D8, and D6?
They look like this.
Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons for 10 years and then forgot how all the dice work?
Concord, make sure you follow All on the Table RPGs and the Concord TT on Instagram for more dice and life organization tips. We have a Marie Kondo type vibe over there.
Okay, so my rolls are 8 slashing damage, 5 psychic damage, and 1 force damage, whatever illusory feint is, and then plus the the damage is 3d8 plus 4, so it'll be the regular damage is 18 plus the crit damage, which I assume is 28, right?
So the total it was 14 on the die plus 14 plus 1d6 plus 6 plus 20.
It's 3d8 plus 4, and it's a crit. So I'm assuming that it's 28 plus 3d8 plus 4.
Yes.
Okay, so then it will be 28 plus 18, which is 46. 46. I see. You said 40. I get it. Not 4d6. Yes, 46. And I'm going to well, actually, 5 of that I think I have to take away because I'm going to heal myself by 5 instead. So 41 damage on that one. And they have disadvantage on their next attack because of weapon mastery.
Freaking wicked. So as this horrendous emerald longsword, Zinsha, this might be the biggest red flag. Is that this elf in front of you has a sword made from the spine of an emerald dragon, and that's kind of got to be a little bit alerting for you. But
it depends on the dragon. I'm wearing armor made from an emerald dragon.
It's true.
Yeah, it was the pick-me dragon.
Was that a gift? You hear me shouting, was that a gift or did you steal it?
We killed them.
and as this happens, like a tremendous the dagger that was sitting in the key of Uruhanu's chest is just completely smashed into the chest, kind of buried into this creature's flesh. Next up is Erish.
Okay, Erish, looking at the back and forth at this dialogue, seeing the enemy looming right in front of her, she goes in and charges in, gets right next to Uruhanu, and is going to very controlled two-handed slash up for the first attack with her longsword. So she's doing a versatile attack here. Let's do it.
F's in the chat if you're versatile. Let's go, everybody.
Okay, because this ensnare, I get a +1 bonus to attack and damage. Also, my damage, because of my Stygian subclass, can be necrotic damage now instead of regular damage. Let's go. That first one is going to be a 19 +6 or +7 because of the +1 from its spell to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do then is, because my weapon is enspelled, I'm going to use my Eldritch Armament to Mystic Marauder and burn a first level spell to add 2d6 extra damage. Let's go. So it's going to be a d10. I have to get so many dice now. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage on the first hit.
Heck yeah.
And you see she's very controlled, slashing up as the enspellment glows when she makes a hit. And she's going to turn around and in another controlled hit, second attack, do it again.
Second verse, same as the first, baby.
Another 19 +7. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, gonna do the same thing, burning another first level spell because I'm still enspelled and doing another.
You can only spend one spell slot per turn.
Oh, okay. Then I won't do that.
You can do a cantrip.
I could do a cantrip. Well, no, because I did the attack instead of the cantrip, so I cannot do the cantrip.
No, you can do a cantrip.
I can do a cantrip along with the attack?
If you
this is already
I ratted the way that Magus works.
Mm.
But that would still be instead of the attack, which you've already done, isn't it?
Done one attack. You get 2 attacks. You can place one with a cantrip.
Right, but I already declared I'm doing my second attack, is what I meant. I was swinging
and rolled
again.
for it and stuff.
Great, that's fine.
Yeah. So that's going to be 9 points of slashing damage for that second attack.
Wicked. So you're kind of seeing, after kind of very successfully rebuffing a flurry of daggers from Zinsha, this new form of Uruhanu is starting to really take some damage, is now bloodied. And you can see kind of the spirit realm starting to wrap itself around Uruhanu and starting to pull her away. The beginning of this transition towards death that you're so attuned with, Erish. Could you tell me what your explosion looks like as you made contact with it? What does your magic look like?
My magic.
Like as these big hits are going in and you're smiting it using your Magus feature, like what does that look like?
Sure. So you notice, I think the first thing that you would notice is, as a sword wielder, her actual hits are very almost practiced and controlled. So it's very like precision, like cuts. And as the blade cuts into the flesh of this monstrosity, you see the kind of green tendrils from the enspell ability on her sword kind of reach out and almost leech this like necromantic energy, kind of biting away ethereally at the flesh that it's cutting through and kind of decaying that area around as it makes contact.
Awesome. So you see this like festering necrotic wound kind of starting to erupt on the other side of her body. She has this huge gaping wound in the core of her chest. She has a tremendous necrotized bit of flesh dangling off of the right side of her body. Next up, we have here.
Wait. Really quick, just I think Celestrina might like see Erish do that and kind of like look over to her and like go like this, like to kind of like be like, hey, come over here. So you may want to end your turn next to Celestrina if you like her gesture.
She looks at you, wide-eye blinks, and is not able to move.
Okay, all right.
Because I used all of my movement to get there.
Oh no, that's funny.
And so you kind of have as this is happening, Uruhanu turns to you and says, Minta, why are you? They're the enemy. Get them. What are you doing? How could you betray me like this? Next up is my archer is going to take another shot, and is going to cast a 3rd level spell. No. Let's see here. If you're out of. Well, they don't know that you're out of slots, so is going to be another chromatic orb upcast. Actually, you know what? No, we'll do another upcast chromatic orb.
I recently became a big fan of Chromatic Orb. I think the new Chromatic Orb is very cool.
I feel like Chromatic Orb.
The shot rolls out, and it's a freaking nat 1. So he's like the spirit starts spinning the chamber, kind of spins this rotary rifle chamber, and as it does, it begins to heat up, and you see it just explodes, and this ghost is just standing there with like comedy cartoon like soot all over their face as they're like, what is actually going on here? Top of the order here is yeah, it's gonna get better. Hashtag it gets better. Uruhanu will wheel around and is furious about all the things going on here, especially Mintha's betrayal. So we're gonna throw out some spells here. Let's see what we got. All right, we are gonna throw. Oh, I gotta remember she has shield. Well, now I remember that. That would be evil. So yeah, we're gonna do an upcast mind whip. So I need as three tendrils of psionic energy rip out of Uruhanu's outstretched emerald-kin hand and lash into the minds of Bayou, Celestrina, and Erish.
Is this considered a weapon attack by any chance, even if it's magical? Okay.
No. This is an intelligence saving throw being forced.
Oh no!
Not me.
Not my most best.
Not my best, fam. But you know what? We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't hear Zinch's
so
name
our
mentioned.
DC here is a 8 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. So who beat a 16?
Me.
Not me.
Woof. It's a rough day, y'all. It's a rough day. Here we go. So we have on a failure, you'll take 12 psychic damage, and you cannot take reactions until the end of your next turn. And you also gain the dazed condition. You can either move, take an action, or a bonus action on your next turn. If you save successfully, you take only 6 psychic damage. And do I have a bonus action thing to do here? Not really. So that'll be the end of her turn. Zinsha, you just saw that this tremendous outpouring of psionic energy, a perversion of the magic of your people. What would you like to do?
Is flanking a thing and still a thing?
I'm not playing flanking, no.
Okay, so just my attacks will be straight either way. I took damage and never rolled concentration for it.
Okay.
It was 8 damage, so it's DC 14 or DC 12?
8 damage is DC 10.
DC 10. How did you get that figure?
Go ahead and roll that, and I'll come back to you.
I pass. I got like an 18 or something. Yeah.
Great.
Cool. So my concentration is not broken. I'm going to move. I mean, I will eventually hit one of my attacks. I will move 20 feet and throw my first attack, my first dagger, at this. Remind me her name. This evil
Uruhanu.
monstrosity. Uruhanu. Okay.
You just know her as the lady with your mom's arm.
With my mom's arm. Well, I don't like that.
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna try to aim for the parts of her that are not my mom's arm, like maybe her eyes or something.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll a 9 plus 7 is 16.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move another 20 feet and make a second attack. One of these days. 16 plus 7's gotta hit. That's like
That
23.
does hit.
Okay. So it's D4 plus 6 for my momentum, plus 6 for my hunter's mark, plus 3 for my strength. And I rolled 2, 2, and 1 on the dice. So that's fun. 8
That is
damage.
fun. 8 damage. So the first dagger whirls across the room and nicks the neck muscle, and you sort of see Uruhanu's neck is having trouble holding itself up.
And Erish actually like feels it whiz by her neck. Just so you have something to think about. And then I'll take my third and final attack, which does not cost my bonus action. Is there a bonus action I can take? Probably not. No, I don't think so. Not unless I have a potion or something. I'll just roll an attack. 19 plus 7, so that definitely hits. And that's just going to be D4 plus D6 for Hunter's Mark, but that's it.
Yep.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage. So you see these two. It's really wonderful to watch Zinsha get into the flow of things. You see kind of zipping around the battlefield very quickly and starting to bury shots into this creature's side. Here we get down to I accidentally did that on the stream screen. Sorry, audience.
Do I have potions? Let me check my inventory.
Not that I.
No, I don't have any.
And it's very interesting to watch her because it's beautiful how these daggers kind of fly out. She runs, picks one up, throws it across the room, runs, grabs another one, throws it around the room. You kind of have like a feeling of like a kid throwing their toys all over the place, but then like rapidly running to pick them up and re-throw them again. So it's really nice. And you see kind of like in Erish's big poofy hair, you see these two daggers kind of flit by, and you just kind of see her as she's focused on like sparring with this dragonkin, these kind of like little poofs of air that float through her very light and fluffy Highland hair. Next up is my ghost. My ghost is gonna beat on Bayou. Great. Make our attack here. That looks like a. Do we get multi-attack on this? Spells, effects.
I think Zinshi is they them, by the way.
Zinshi, what did I say?
She. That's okay.
Zinsha,
I she'd her.
Zinsha does not have an understanding of gender where they would even know to correct you. So it's cool.
It's confusing because she is in their name.
The first mace strike and the second mace strike both connect with a 22 and a 23.
Well, I'm gonna use Warding Flare
Okay, so that will
as a reaction. So it'll put disadvantage on 1. Yeah.
Okay. That'll still be a 22 on the first one. Do you want to use the luck point on the other?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You will make 1 miss. So the first one, the Warden's Rebuke, it comes down on you. You have, that'll be 1d6 plus 1d8. That is 7, 5. That'll be 12 bludgeoning damage. As boom, you feel the earth start to trembling even louder around you. And it will have to make its saving throw, wisdom. It will fail that if you want to give me damage.
Okay. Well, 19.
Oh, wicked! That is a significant chunk. As this creature is bullying by you, the water grows frustrated around by you and starts to slam harder and harder into this creature. We are well past bloodied now. We are down to our last little bit there. Looks to be on death's doorstep. Bayou, you're up. You have this creature right in front of you that seems to be rough.
Sorry
to all my dog girls in the chat. Scarlet, where did you go? Hello.
I can see you both.
Hello?
I can see and hear you both.
Hi.
All right, you're back. Scarlet, what would you like to do?
Okay, I cannot see Molly. Is Molly there? Can Molly see me?
Yes, I can see
Molly
you.
can see you.
Oh.
And we can hear her. Can you hear her?
Hold on 1 sec.
All right, we're going to do an ad roll.
Wow.
And
Prone is nothing. Prone is nothing.
Prone is advantage on melee attacks against the prone person. That's basically it. It's only half the movement. It's pretty nothing.
How I wanted that turn to go is I Sparta kick them so they can't instead of disengaging, and then I move and then I throw more daggers. I knocked them prone thinking that it would be something, but then they just stood up and it didn't matter, and no one took any attacks against them, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, I've had the same experience with prone.
Should have just kicked them 5 feet away and run away. Hi.
Sorry.
Can you see me now?
Oh yeah, that would have worked.
I can see you now.
Great.
I feel like
that. We're going to be coming back into your turn in 9 seconds.
Okay, great.
Prone's really nice for if you wanted to make a follow-up attack on that person because you would get advantage on them, but otherwise prone isn't like a...
I was just trying to do it so that I could use half of my attack to disengage instead of using my full action to disengage.
Right. I understand.
And so as this creature starts beating you down by you, you see that your magic lashes out at it and it seems to deal it a devastating blow. How would you like to? It seems to be on death's doorstep, standing directly in front of you. What would you like to do?
Okay, I am gonna go ahead and how everybody else looking? Not great.
I'm bloodied.
Yeah?
I think I am no longer bloodied. No, I'm re-bloodied, I think, but only barely. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm bloodied, but I'm perfect actually, because now I get to be form of shadows, but then I'm chilling.
Okay, fantastic. I am gonna cast healing word on I just wanna say Penny, what's your character's name?
Zinsha.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Healing Word on Zinsha as a third level Healing Word.
For a lizard you just met? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, that's a bit much. Maybe we'll do. No, I'll go ahead and do a third level for you. No, I'm gonna do second level because that would be my last one. So, so sorry, the spell list is giving me trouble today, friends.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. I wrote what I have prepared in our Discord, so I have that as my list of prepared spells.
I have
I'd be happy to
prepared.
discuss Foundry specific stuff off stream.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Anyway, okay. So, I think. So sorry, I don't know why this is being a problem for me today. Okay, so I'm pretty sure now it's 2d4 and I'm upcasting it, so it'll be 3d4, as I'm pretty sure what it is. Plus my wisdom modifier, does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Sorry. All right, so that's going to be...
It increases by 2d4 for each spell level above first.
Oh, great. So then 8, 9, and then
Thank
plus
you,
my
Big
wisdom.
Dad.
And plus my wisdom, so that's going to be 12.
Plus your wisdom, so that's going to be 12 healing. 12 healing. So you see a moat, of this healing energy slams into Zinsha. You kind of see this little moat of water kind of. Actually, you know what? It's your spell. You describe it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm like doing a bunch of stuff, doing a bunch of battle stuff. I'm very involved in what I'm trying to do with my spirit guardians, like swirling around me. These super high speed little like balls of water that are like rippling behind themselves with like little shock waves as they go around. And I just like point one of them at Zinsha, and it shoots towards them and is like absorbed into their skin.
I'm gonna try to dodge it.
No, it's good. Just take it.
Okay, well I rolled bad, so you're lucky.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and do Toll the Dead.
Well,
as
what just happened to me?
You healed 12.
12.
12 health points, yes.
All right. Wisdom save is a fail.
Oh, good. And it is already damaged.
So 2d12.
2d12.
Can you do average damage?
Yes, I can. 13. Woo!
Paint me a word picture.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's especially good because this is a dead.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey guy.
Hey guy.
Hey guy.
Hey guy.
So we're doing like a stand-up bit here. Let's go.
Listen. And okay, fine. Here we go. I go, hey guy, and then as I scream, all of the little things that are surrounding me for a moment like shoot up into his face and like through all of the orifices of his face and through his nose and through his eye holes, and then suffocate him.
Nasty. I love it. And so this incorporeal being is totally dispelled by this wave of water that crashes over them. Next up here is Celestrina.
Okay, and I'm dazed.
Dazed and confused.
So I can only do one thing. So I am going to use Bloodletting Bite, which I finally have after all these years.
All these years.
Which is a UAH cantrip that's just a melee attack where if you hit, you get bonus damage, and you get bonus damage only if they're below half. Otherwise, it just doesn't do anything. It's just an attack. I will attack Josephine, the flying turtle with blue oil slick wings, continues to like flap around, and Uruhanu is being harried by all these little butterflies, and then sometimes there's a big one and it like knocks her off balance and makes it easier for me to hit. And nat 20.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Let's go.
Death by butterfly.
That's gonna be like 70 damage or something kind of crazy. 50
All
or
right,
at least.
let's start tallying it up. So it's
Okay, yes.
it's weapon damage.
Yes. So, and also, the weapon damage can actually be necrotic also if I want. So, yeah.
So we have you have to roll 1d8 plus 2d12 plus 1d6. Correct?
No, I'm rolling 2d8 because I have the bonus damage from the longsword.
Right, 2d8 plus 2d12.
2d8 plus 2d12. Yep.
Cool.
11. And then I do have a d12. It's this helmet.
Ooh, good dice noise.
It's 14. 25 plus charisma is 29 damage. And then the maximum was, and then plus 44.
40. So that is 44.
Oh, I don't know. I assumed that the charisma modifier would affect twice. But
Oh,
if it
and
doesn't,
your charisma modifier. So it'll be, unfortunately, it was almost 69, but then you had to remind me of the modifier. So it was a slovenly 73 instead of a nice, clean 69.
Nice.
And tell me about how you kill the ruler of the Honorable people. Tell me about how you end this story.
Yeah, oof. Okay. So because I have Pact of the Blade, my sword can deal like necrotic, radiant, or psychic if I want, and it always deals psychic damage. So it's going to like flash black and like shadowy, and you can see that because I am in shadow form, it sort of leaks out and spreads over the blade as Celestrina like dances around Uruhanu, waiting for just the right moment to strike. She's distracted by the flying turtle, and then Celestrina stabs her sword in right where the very first dagger hit Uruhanu at the beginning, because it's bloodletting bite, and slices, just like twists it as she goes in, because it's like a dragon spine sword, and so it has like spines and stuff. So twists it as she goes in. You taking advantage of the easy access to the inside of Uruhanu to spread necrotic energy from the inside, as well as of course the psychic damage from the sword and the whatever type of damage bloodletting bite is. But it's necrotic. Yeah, so it's all necrotic. It's all just crazy necrotic damage from the inside. And I guess that Uruhanu has been like fading or whatever. So you can see that like the veins of black energy spread from the inside, and Uruhanu slowly comes to a stop.
And so as this necrotic energy is pulsing through her body, and she looks at all of you and she says, "The Mistress of Dragons knows of you, and we'll take
someone else.
And we'll take." What's up?
She said the Mistress of Dragons, and I said hi, and then I realized she was talking about someone else.
The Mistress of Dragons knows of you, Celestrina. This will be the last time that she loses to you.
Yeah, wow.
And you see, kind of tumbling to the ground is the scimitar, her sword that establishes her as the ruler of the Honorable people, clatters to the ground in front of you, and like by you. This is like the King of England walks by, and the crown scatters across the floor and is just sitting there. Like the symbol of royalty for this has just tumbled to the floor. Like a deep religious symbol has just clattered out of all of this. It makes sense that she would have it because she was the leader of that group, but just kind of wanted to give you that context here. As Uruhanu falls apart, so too does the spirit behind her. And so too will we exit initiative. And when we come back, Mintha, the betrayer.
I just want to do a one-liner because I like to do the killing blow. So Celestrina looks down on Uruhanu and just like, yeah, well, a lot of people know of me. That's all. It said one-liner.
I love it.
So.
Wonderful. I'm dead. And so we are going to go into break now. We will be back in about 10 minutes. We'll be back at 9:05, and we are headed out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back for another half of this episode 1 of season 4 of the Concord Illuminati. When last we left off with a cacophonous burst of necromantic energy slamming into this twisted visage of Uruhanu from both sides. Uruhanu is barely able to get out a few last words, ominous, threatening words for Celestrina. As the focus of the mistress of dragons stands before us, or is going to hunt you. Zinsha, you are in a very strange room. There doesn't seem to be any sun here. There are definitely no trees here. There's water here and there's earth here, which you're familiar with. And there are also elves, which you've seen before, and then like a small elf, and then like an elf but really large and furry.
Like an elf but really large and furry.
Yeah,
with a weird nose.
Like a really big furry with a weird nose.
Okay, I'm going to look at everybody and say, "Are you guys heroes?"
Without hesitation, Bay is going to be like, yes.
Cool. Can I look at that sword you had, the green one?
Oh,
and I'm going to start walking towards you.
Who are you, and where did you come from, and also how?
Mila Menanji, and that's my answer to all 3 questions. And I'm gonna look at the sword. And what am I holding? Is it magical?
It is magical, and so out of character, it is magical, and it is made from the spine of an emerald dragon. So it kind of has like, it's sharp, but it also has kind of spines coming off of it. But it's also like a sword, and it's very green and emeraldy and swordy, and it's magic.
Yeah, it's a mithril longsword with an emerald dragon spine woven through it.
And I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at you, and I'm gonna say, "You're Celestrina." That's what the villain. This was a villain, right? I look back.
Looks around. Like,
yep.
That was a villain.
Erish at this point is kind of like still holding her longsword, like not sure, because two of us were just fighting Erish not too long ago, but is realizing quickly that maybe the situation has changed and is kind of like, okay, like starting to let her guard down a little bit.
So you said
black and white ethics.
Yes, the band's got your back on this.
You said you're Celestrina, right? I'm like, and so she's like, yes, and you would be Noah Menanji then, yeah?
No, I'm Zinsha, but basically, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna look around at the sword and I'm gonna say, who did this used to be?
Okay, wait. We know their name, right?
Yeah,
Rakluanji. Yeah, okay. So we'll say that. We'll say
Rakluanji. Rakluanji's one of the 2 trader dragons, right?
So
Celestrina will say, heard talk of before.
I believe it was Rakluanji.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck that guy. And then I'm going to I'm holding it by the handle, and I'm gonna like toss it and flip it and catch it by the blade and then hand it back by the handle.
So Celestrina's gonna
start clapping.
Do we do that? Is that what we do when we? What is this?
That was a cool thing you did just then.
Do we clap when we see cool things?
Yeah, we do.
Nice. That's awesome.
I like you. This is gonna be great.
I like you too.
Celestrina reaches out and like takes it. It just seems kind of like bewildered and is just like, All right. Okay. So then how about you? What's your deal?
My deal?
No, I'm pointing at Erish.
Oh, okay.
I was sent here to stop, and like motions to the now, I'm assuming, either withered away or like husk of the big monstrosity we just defeated.
Husk.
Husk. Get your husk. Anyway. I'm Erish. Celestrine.
You can call me Celestrina, and this is Bay, and this is Nila Menanji, apparently.
No, I'm Zinsha. I'm just also, like, like, you're Celestrina, but you're also, some other thing, right?
No, I'm just Bay.
Sure.
You're just Bay?
Yeah.
Did nobody
They looks
make
like
you?
very self-satisfied with themselves. They're like, yeah, I'm just Bay.
I'm just Bay.
I see.
I'm just Ken playing in the background, but I'm just Bay. Yeah.
What is your platonic purpose in this world? What calls you to make actions? Is it
That's
just
a big
you?
question for me right now. Is the thing?
Oh, that's a big question. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't, but it is kind of now, and I don't appreciate you bringing it up.
All right, moving on. So you were sent
okay.
to stop the Onoramo. By whom?
It was Aerith, right? Aeroth? The Aeroth?
Yeah, the ethereal isle. Yeah.
Yeah, the ethereal.
Okay, so Aerith was a house.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it is Elin's house.
Elin's house. Yep.
Great. Okay, and you're from the Ethereal Isles.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll say that in character.
Yes.
Well, that's grand.
What kind of elf are you? And I'm talking to Erish. What kind of elf are
Erish
you?
like looks down at the dragon, the dragonborn. Well, I'm not an elf. I'm a minotaur.
Human? A minotaur. I've never heard of that. Did
That's
a giant bull make you? Because a giant dragon made
what kind
me.
of elf they are.
I don't actually know.
Oh, okay. I've always actually been meaning to. I've met elves before, but where are the giant elves that make the smaller elves?
Wouldn't they have to be like giant fairies with like big ears, and then they combine with like they're like an andro fairy would make an elf or something like that?
Listrina, don't encourage this.
This is out of
Whatever's happening here.
Well, anyway, do you guys want to help me on my quest to free Nila Menanji? She got taken. I don't know if you saw that happening.
Funny story. We're also on a quest to free Nila Menanji. What a coincidence!
And I just start clapping.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm looking at Bay like, this is right. This is
Yeah. Bay starts clapping also and nodding emphatically.
Yes. Free Nila Menanji from what exactly? Because certainly we're on a quest to like free Nila Menanji from the restrictions, like the magic that has been put upon her, but she's been taken.
Well, she was under a bunch of rocks, and then there was a giant light, and then I jumped in the light, and then we killed a monster, and then I took your sword, and then it was now.
I
and
remember
then I
that
don't know
part.
what
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all,
Okay.
kind of new to you then, huh?
So, but she's
Yes.
gone. She disappeared in the light.
Do I have any, like, I'm asking Molly out of character, like, do I have any information on where Nila Menanji is?
You still feel connected to your big D Dharma, so you
Okay.
know that she still exists.
But I have no information on, like, where she is or anything.
You have no reason to believe that she's anywhere than where she was in the volcano.
Okay, but I was compelled to jump into the portal, and there was like this big panic and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so back in character. Well, I don't know where she is, but she was trapped under a bunch of rocks, and then there was a giant flashing light thing, and I jumped in it, and then we were here. So probably I don't want to be here anymore. And you see me start looking. And as I look up for the first time, I look up and I'm like, what's that?
What are you pointing to?
The
Like
sand
there's
zone?
no like blue or any clouds or
Pointing to
anything.
the ceiling.
Oh,
Is that what that's
we're-
called? A ceiling?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
Right
like
now,
that.
we're
Can-
inside.
We're inside.
Inside.
We can go outside if you want to go
But
outside.
right now we're
Please,
inside.
yes. That sounds great. I don't like
It's-
that. That sucks. You called it a ceiling?
Hold on 1 second. Okay. So, Erish,
Earlier.
I believe that you were further infiltrated into this crew compared to us. Are we safe to go outside right now? Are we good? What's it like out of character? I have completely forgotten, but there was a whole
Yeah, didn't we
operation.
kinda,
We had
like,
a bunch of
sneak down in
allies
here?
like
Yeah.
doing stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like, how are they doing? Are they all right?
You haven't. You
We have no idea.
you gotta
I just,
figure
I
it
want
out. I
to.
don't know.
Can you remind me of what the setup was?
You were all teleported here from the mountains in place of the Daragarash. And including Erish. You, Erish, and y'all were called to guard Uruhanu while she did the ritual. A number of other people were called off to do different things. Among them, Aaron, illusory projections of friends, Ember, the fox girl.
Mhm.
A bunch of people were sent around the ziggurat to do different duties.
Right, and some of them were like monitoring a meeting. The
And
meeting,
Taz.
right?
Yeah.
But were they gonna like? Was this the only plan? Weren't they gonna like do something or like crash the meeting, or are they just making sure? Like, are they gonna assassinate somebody? Like, do we need to do something now? Is kind of what I'm asking.
You need to get out and see not ceiling.
Has to go.
Yeah. Okay.
The directive is very clear.
Do we
I
have
have an
like?
idea.
Okay.
I have an idea. I say this out loud in character. I have an idea. And I'm going to jog over to that mace that zombie thing had, right?
Mhm.
And you see me point up to the ceiling with my finger, and a light comes out of my chest in a line from the ground to the ceiling, and you see me just zip up to the ceiling as though like for our perspective it's like I'm being pulled by a line like on a kung fu movie or something. Like I'm just being yoinked up. Like you can see the center of mass is being pulled, like my chest. It's not like I'm climbing or anything. And when I get to the top, I'm just going to take the hammer and like brace my feet against the ceiling and just try to smash it open. As though that is something that
this dragonkin has just started further desecrating the holiest spot that you've just lit on fire 4 or 5 times. Hi, what would you like to do?
Zisha! Oh gosh.
Faye's gonna be like,
Yeah.
no, bad idea, come back.
bad
come
idea.
back.
But you
Yeah,
said
yep.
okay. And
No,
you see me,
I
you see me
did.
drop
I
back
did
down.
say that.
So
Also,
we gotta
Faye-
get out, and up is
Eric-
always out.
Arius just
So-
casually like points with a very like big Highland cow finger towards the exit of like, try that.
And then
Okay,
I
Points,
see
like,
it's-
over there.
It's just a doorway.
Your idea was so creative and good. But like
But you're not
Let's-
clapping, so it probably wasn't very cool.
it was so cool. You were so cool.
But you're not clapping, so it probably wasn't.
You
very
know what?
cool.
You hear the
Hold
thud
on, hold on.
of heavily
I
armored
actually did-
footsteps.
I wanted to
making
do
their
something.
way- No, that's
Before-
fine. You have
Okay.
you hear the thud of heavily armored footsteps coming down the hall.
Not just the bit. I wanted to do more than the bit. Bay is also gonna grab that crown.
Silver.
I think
You're gonna grab the scimitar.
mhm.
Okay.
I would like to grab it with like they're gonna use like a cloth or something and like wrap it up kind of, even if it's not like still trying to treat it respectfully because it's someone's holy icon, even if it's not theirs.
Cool.
So did we had I believe we had like a plan where like Taz was gonna like message us like every 10 minutes or something.
That's
yeah,
true.
I remember that plan
Yeah.
from like 10 minutes ago.
So the probably the thing it probably would have been you're probably coming up on around 10 minutes after all this social interaction, and and you're hearing you hear back from Taz. I'm sorry, I'm gonna play him a lot more camp than you did, Penny.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so we just kind of just started killing the bad guys, and let the Malopelu know that they were the bad guys. And so, like, yeah, we're done, and I'm really tired of being here. I'm going back to my house. Goodbye.
See you
All
next
right,
week.
I guess.
It's like
I guess-
like you roll a
We're still hanging out later,
character, and
right?
You roll a click character and you take a combination of perks and class features, or feats and class features, to like try to emulate a grinder social network in a fantasy setting. Then you come back to the campaign a year later, and they're like trying to use it for like actual logistics and stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go. I got it. I got Grinder. Here we go. Hey, we're done. Come over to my house. My girlfriend's out of town.
Oh my god.
Taz's profile definitely says discreet in it.
Oh,
we can respond. Just like, what?
I'm tired of this. You're playing so hard to get. I don't even care anymore.
Taz, is this? Are you sure this is the correct recipient?
Oh, wrong chat.
You're 6'4", but you're just not my type.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm 7 foot, and I'm just not into this. I'm sorry. I'm going back to my apartment.
We're
This has
leaving.
been way
Let's
too
go.
long.
Wait. Oh, is Celestrina 6'4"?
Yeah.
Okay, Arish is also 6'4". That's fun.
I don't know. I don't have a number in, but she's vaguely 6'4"-ish.
He's a halfling.
Or horns, or 6'4".
6'4" to the top of the head.
Horns?
Horns would go a little bit higher, yeah.
Okay, so the only thing that's taller than Taz is Arish's horns.
They start walking. Wait,
So-
I guess we hear footsteps,
You
right?
hear footsteps.
Yeah.
And
Josephine. Okay, good.
What would you like to do?
I hear the footsteps coming, and I'm gonna look at Bay and be like, "Are those heroes or villains over there?"
Hard to say. I'm gonna guess villains.
Cool. Should we? Is there anywhere that we can like?
I cast disguise self to turn into Uruhanu.
Uh-oh.
I will
If they're friends, I'll just cancel it. They know I can do that.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just like collapse on my knees in front of fake Uruhanu.
Wow. And then
Okay.
I'll just
And then
stand there
and
because I was
see this-
supposed to be.
and I see this spell get cast, and ideally, as the people start marching in, being so impressed with the magic, I go,
He's like on the floor, like, no, it's not the time.
And so rounding the corner, as you kind of you all are like kneeling in like a puddle of water and ashes. It's a really weird thing. Like, there's a weird amount of steam in this room. It's kind of almost becoming a sauna.
Okay.
To add
You
a
took
little
it in a
bit
way
more
that I
to the
wasn't
grinder
expecting, but I'm not
theme here.
opposed.
So if they're
Sorry, I
if they're
can't get
friendly,
over it.
I'm ready to just dispel it if they're friendly. It's just putting that out there.
Coming around the corner, you see five heavily armed and heavily armored Malopelu. Their mithril masks, they're intricately articulated mithril masks tight to their face. And you see one is wearing the garb of the hilt holder, who is the kind of high religious leader of the Malopelu, and will say, "On your knees, Uruhanu!"
Oh,
Okay,
no, there's
well,
been a mistake. There's been a mistake.
So if they're Malopelu is like our buddies, right?
Yeah, they're like
Okay,
the
so then
guard.
it's gone. It's just auto readied or whatever. Like it just goes away. So I can be like, oh, thank goodness.
Indeed. What happened?
At this
Hello.
point, it's like foggy. So to be honest, a lot. These folks all seem chill. I don't know. Here's the thing. And like I point to the like bundle that is the scimitar. So that they know that we killed Uruhanu. You know, I would say really Uruhanu kind of, you know, impaled herself upon us by trying to kill us. So,
You killed her.
I threw a bunch of knives at her.
Sure. Yes, okay.
We definitely did that.
Yes, we killed Uruhanu. We had no choice. We had to stop her from summoning Nilimananji. I mean, not the whole Nilimananji.
Yeah, she threw a fireball at me, so I threw a bunch of knives at her.
It was a really big and really hot fireball.
It seems like you have completely desecrated this holy space. I hope that it was worth it.
Well, it can't be that
Worth it
holy.
is
There
a
was a monster
relative.
in it.
I do think that Uruhanu did more damage than we did to the space.
Yeah.
That's true. For sure.
Yeah.
Most of the
We
damage. Actually, we did almost no damage. We were very
are
respectful.
not the ones who came here specifically to perform an unholy ritual in a holy space. All we did was stop it. So you can decide if you're happy about that or not.
I need you all to come with me. We need to figure out what happened here tonight, how Uruhanu gave us the slip, and how many of my men died.
Are you gonna take us outside?
Outside?
Yeah.
Who knows what they could be waiting for us out in the darkness?
Presumably the blue up in the top and the clouds and like the sun and stuff.
At least somewhere with a window. All right, I'll explain on the way.
Okay.
As we're going, I'm just gonna be like, have you never seen night?
No, I've seen night. I know about night.
Okay.
I know what inside is. I just don't know where we are. I mean, I've never seen a room this big. Normally inside means there's a little, you build like a little hut,
No.
Well, but you do have like the caves in the volcano.
Well,
they were all collapsed in.
They were all kind of collapsed.
There you go.
That's
so,
wrong.
you make your way. You make your way up to the top. You make your way up through the ziggurat, kind of weaving through hallways where you see the kind of evidence of scuffles. An empty robe from an abandoned summon face spell. Another empty robe later on. That was once the astral projection of Aaron Craxus. The diva's friend. And as you ascend even further, you do end up kind of accumulating ember in kind of your group, and her and Soot are there. She's kind of she's fucking with a rifle as she's being brought up with the rest of you, and you arrive to a chamber with the hilt holder. His name is Mirra. Mirra. It's kind of a small room. You're given a window. They give you a window so that you're comfortable. And they also sit you down with the Archmage Thipa herself. A halfling woman, seems to be nearly ageless. This is the big boss of the Ohabala. And so the two of them look at you all and say, "What the damn hell happened here?" I have a feeling that they don't know what's going on. Anybody else?
I think you should let him talk.
Don't you? So what was the spell that Kendall always casts? The lets you just see the last 24 hours of a spot.
Retrocognition.
Yeah, so I can be like, can't you just send one of your retrocognitive investigators to go figure it out? I mean, it's only been like an hour. I mean, not even that.
Yes, we can solve everything with magic. That would be a lot of fun. It would make for a great actual play podcast.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I was afraid of that. Yes, sorry about that.
No, and so she'll say, no, our mages are predisposed with this. This is only one of a few attacks throughout the city tonight. And we cannot afford this. So we need you to tell us what is going on, who you are, and why you are here, and why you are walking around with one of the cadets from one of the strangest magicians that the Ohabala Academy has produced in the last 200 years.
They're referring to Tom's?
No, you.
Oh, to me.
The water priest that casts fire.
Listen. Okay, well, here's what happened. It's a funny story. We got some intel and some information about a meeting that was happening that we thought was going to be detrimental to the continued health and safety of the people of Admurs and the greater Admurs area. And we acted on that. And so we snuck into the secret meeting and we got it done.
You said you were rescuing Nila Mananji.
Well, that's the end goal. It's like long game.
Sorry, what is an Ilmananji? Thipa kind of leans over this very older halfling bob cut and
Kendall
face peeled back like a bunch, very very like plastic surgery, but make it magic. Very tight.
Do you remember when there was a murder in the where was it? Out of character, where was it?
Library. Vault.
Library.
Do you remember when there was a murder in the library about a week ago?
No, I wasn't there.
Thanks.
Yes, that did cross my desk.
So Nila Mananji is related to that. That murder was partially motivated by trying to prevent us from freeing Nila Mananji, the Green Dragon, from her prison, as it were. That's why there was, among the stuff from that person, there was a token of Nila Mananji's favor.
Ooh, do you still have that?
No.
Actually, out of character, don't remember where it is.
It exploded with the it exploded when Uruhanu was sent flying. It was the focus for the ritual.
It was the focus? No!
Oh.
What did Thipa ask me?
What did Thipa ask you?
I said something, and then you said Thipa was like leaning forward and.
Thipa's like leaning forward over the desk and kind of like in a very like interrogatory like. Okay. She's been around she's been around like 800 years. She's like, she's very intense. So she's leaning forward in this look, and she's like, okay, so. There's a dragon. You're here. Honestly, you just killed one of the biggest threats to our country that ever was. I can't overstate how dangerous this person is. And we know that they have we know that the people that put her on, that gave her this power, are coming soon. Are you aware of this? You aware of the
Yeah, we're aware of it.
We are. We've spoken to we got information from Istipena, And so, of course, we knew about this.
And we tried to collaborate with you guys, and nobody would freaking listen to us.
Real quick, Molly, does Erish know why she was sent on this mission? Besides that, she was just kind of dispatched as an agent of Aeroth to infiltrate, or was she kind of given limited details?
Infiltrate and report was the kind of thing. Provide information, what she's doing, what she's up to, where she is. That was the kind of goal.
Okay, cool.
So you've now been made.
Yeah, I've been made.
And Thipa kind of spins around and says, so, Minotaur, why are you here?
I was dispatched to infiltrate their organization and report back.
Erish isn't ready to divulge that. I think she kind of gets quiet because I don't think she's supposed to be letting people know, even if she has been made in this instant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to be really squirrely about that. Okay.
She helped kill the really bad guy.
You all seem to know just about as much as the leaders of this city, the leaders of this civilization seem to know at this point. And that's deeply disconcerting that information is not making its way up from my academy to me. Bayou,
we tried.
That makes sense to me. There are tens of thousands of attempts by small academics to claim something significant when it is in fact a forgery. So you have to forgive the process for weeding out your information incorrectly.
It's fine. I'm just saying, like, maybe you should consider a more like bottom type approach where we're like including more people in the discussions and, like not just shutting people down immediately when they come to you with important information. I'm just saying, maybe we should consider changing the process. And I also learned some stuff about Udmorse, and I got to tell you about some stuff about that guy.
And both of the two leaders of two different factions in the city, the two high religious leaders of the city, look at you and say, "Do tell."
I think we got to set up a meeting. I just got some questions. I've got questions that
I have questions. When do I get to ask them?
They've got questions too. You can come to the meeting. Are they about Udmorse?
Who's Hotmores? Is Hotmores like
Never mind, you can't come to the meeting. Okay.
You have so they will kind of continue to debrief them. Is anyone being squirrely about any details in particular?
I mean, I would be squirrely potentially about some of the details of our adventure. Tolgith. I'm not necessarily going to hide the existence of Tolgith, but like the fact that I went there and got a scroll for my patron and all that stuff. Like I wouldn't bring it up unless it came up. I feel like it's unlikely to come up.
Okay.
So hold on, I have a question. You said I misunderstood. I thought that there was like a literal crown kind of vibe because I think I was so it was that was the scimitar. Okay. I think I would be not too loud about us having the scimitar also. Like I know that we already flashed it.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's been handed over.
Oh, it's been relinquished already.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
That's okay.
So the things that they're going to say is, since you seem to have as much or more information than we do, we have an issue here. Whenever the city has been attacked over the last 1,000 years, the Counts of the Blades has stood as one. We know that Hirja is coming, and we've heard tell from the ambassador of Estepena, who I assume got all his information from you. As Thipa kind of prattles on, kind of just laying things out matter of fact. Since you seem to know as much as almost anyone else in this situation, we need your help. The leader of the Janurota, our navy, want to side with the Onoramo. And I'm sure that in Ohabala, having killed the leader of the Onoramo, will not play super well. So we need you to help bring the Janurota back into the field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your advisor is Guillermo, yes? Don't
Yes.
work? Yeah. So we need you to serve, we need you, Guillermo, and your team here to serve as the ambassador for Ohabala. I'm thinking the best look is to put you right out in front and for you to lay out why you did what you did instead of trying to hide you behind 3 layers of bureaucracy like we Ohabalas so love to do.
And so then what happens if they turn on us and try to arrest us for killing their friend, the Onorama leader?
They won't arrest you there. We will arrange a meeting in the council's chambers.
All right.
We'll have hedge mages watching everything if anyone tries to pull anything sneaky. There will be representatives from the Malgakthar there as well, with the Malopelu mediating. So kind of to bring this back, sorry, go ahead, Scarlett.
No, that's okay. So the Ohabala know that their leader was corroborating with Hirja, or they don't know that?
The Onoramo, some may, some may not.
Okay. Would the Navy that was trying to side with the Onoramo have had that information?
They probably would not have, no.
Okay. Then yeah, I think we should present our case. I think that's great. And also, yes, that is my team. Me and my team will present our case logically, and we'll lay out the facts. And, they're all good Admorzian people, and we're logical, and, it'll go great.
I thought you said Hodmores was bad or something.
And the other two train on Jazincha. The other two are whoosh, focus.
But Admorzian people as a whole are good.
Oh. Okay.
I know it's confusing. You'll get there.
It's kind of like how Nalamananji is good, but the Emerald Kin, by and large, are really slow and boring.
Yeah, it's just like that.
So, I guess you're part of the team now, the Bay team.
Team Bay!
I think Arish kind of, if we're in a room together, taps Bay on the shoulder and tries to lean in, as inconspicuous as a big 6-foot Minotaur cannon. It's just
to a halfling, so you're going
so I'm going way down. It's just
Bay, was it? I don't know how to be in a negotiation room.
You're sorry?
I don't know how to be in a negotiation room.
I do, for sure, no. And I will help you.
Okay.
Can I ask Thipa some questions?
Sure.
I'm going to start by saying, you look really smart. Are you really smart?
Yes.
Do you know where we are?
Yes.
Can you tell me where we are?
We're in the High Temple of the Gallant Dagger here in the capital city of Admors in the Daggerlands.
Oh, okay. And then what would I know that I was on an island? So I've never left the island and am not fully aware. Okay. Do I have a name for the island? Even if it's not the same. Rilamunta. Okay. I've been all over Rilamunta. I've never seen anything like this. Are we under the ground or something?
I don't.
You can see out the window.
I'm unsure.
Well, you know, it's like you've got like there's a mountain in the middle that collapsed, and that was where Nila Mananji was. And then there's a bunch of green stuff around with trees, and then there's beaches, and then there's water, and then that's everything.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
So
I was what part? Wait, very important. Very important. What part of the year is it?
It is is like fall. Is like mid-late fall.
I'm not a summer child.
Trust me, you're a summer child. A
Oh,
poor,
okay.
poor, sweet summer child.
Oh, okay. How do you know I'm sweet? Okay. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so
Bulldozing past that one. Okay.
So can we lay down now? That was a pretty
Yes.
intense fight.
We have to brief Trescor and the Mogakthar leaders on what has happened. And tomorrow we will all present. Tomorrow mid-morning we will all present our case that the Janurota should stay with us for this war.
Awesome. Don't you worry, I will be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow, but I still have some wounds to bind, so I think I'm gonna go lay down.
Okay, and you see an 8th level aura of vitality goes off, and like you're totally healed. You're 100% healed. Like she just looks at you and she's like, all your wounds are back up. Like she's like, yeah, I can solve that. That's not a problem. And so she'll say, well, so that was easy. Anything else I can do for you? You have lodging. Yes.
Yes.
Do we?
I don't remember.
Well,
We were staying at an inn.
housing.
Right. But weren't we staying somewhere else together before this? We're staying at like an inn or something.
There's Celestrina, Kendall, and Odyssey all had a room. That is
remembering.
sticky with taffy.
Mm-hmm,
Oh boy.
mm-hmm.
Actually, I would
The only remnants of the death of a sweet soul.
I would love a good bath. I haven't had one in weeks. And I'm guessing that you fancy types have access to something like that. I think that would definitely improve our chances against the Janurota tomorrow.
Sounds wonderful. And remember, we're bringing them into the fray. We're bringing them into the fray, not trying to defeat them.
Right. Against is a strong word. I apologize.
I really want Aaron to be there to just be sassy to your ass right now, but
I'm tired. That was hard.
And so she will give you buy you a key to kind of like a university like manor house, like one of the like nicer place where invited arcanists would come and speak on different arcane theories. And
I
they will
recognize
put you up there for the night.
Keys?
Oh yeah. It's
Okay,
a place that you
sweet.
walk by and like as you've been eating fantasy ramen noodles basically for your entire life and just been like, what would it be like to be there? And now you're gonna know.
Fantasy ramen noodles.
So I have a question.
I have a pretty thought out answer. It's good berries, is what it is. Fantasy ramen noodles is good berries mushed up into water and flavored.
Oh no!
So
Heavily
Arish
precipitated.
was Arish working with the Onoramil or with the Daragarach or with some other group? Because Arish was out there in the desert, right?
Onoramil.
What's it?
Okay, so these are out of character questions.
These are out of character. I see.
Yes. So Arish, does Arish also live here normally, or was Arish living out in the desert?
I don't think Arish was living. Was probably I guess. When would Arish have been kind of like assigned? I guess Probably in the desert, right? For a little bit, moving with the group. Yeah.
You wouldn't have spent too much time in the capital city. There are other cities that the Onoramo have that would have been more likely to be where you are.
Okay.
So, do you need to go get your stuff or something? Because like they stole all the teleport scrolls to get us over here, and I guess in character, like we probably would talk and learn what your deal is. I'm assuming when we leave, I don't know. Are you going to tell us that you're? Did you tell us you're from House Aerith, or like?
Not yet. No, I don't think so. Yeah.
So, but I guess we still might know that you were over there. So it's like, so do you have any stuff you need to go get from out there or something? Do you need a place to stay tonight as well? I think there's room.
I would need a place to stay. Yes, I do actually.
Like looking around at herself. No, I have everything on me. I'm good.
Oh, brilliant.
She has nearly no pockets. It's like a pouch, and her weapon.
Her weapon like on a side sheath. Yeah, like.
Does she have she have a leather pants and a crop top, or does she need to go like shop for a new one?
No, she's good right now.
Okay, all right.
I like to imagine you had like disciples' robes on and you just like pull
I
them
just
off,
ripped it
reveal
off. And it's like actually
crop
my
top.
like more comfortable clothing. I'm like, hello, like.
Well,
Good
it sounds like we're in for a nice, relaxing night of getting to know each other better. I'm assuming that you also would like a place to sleep for the night. Do you sleep? Is that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I sleep. Sometimes.
Right. Okay.
I've definitely
yes.
slept before.
Do you like beds?
I think so. It sounds nice.
All right, let's go take a bath.
So you all make your way to this lavish apartment, and you are all very set up. By you, there is all the soap you could ever want.
It smells so nice.
You can just imagine what it would be like to try to bring Ember into this place, and how the trail of soot would be omnipresent.
Is that when soot like drags their butt across the carpet? Is that what a trail of soot is?
Nice.
Oh.
Thank you.
Hey.
That's a little joke for all the Shadows in the Daggerlands fans. You
quick.
kind of spent. Go ahead.
Is there a point where Erish can sneak away?
I was gonna do a thing.
Okay. Do
with
you?
you.
Okay. Perfect.
So as you all kind of break off for the night, you are all able to stay in your own individual quarters. Zinsha, being the first time that you're sleeping away from. Well, actually, you know what? That's your thing to tell. How do you set up for the night, Zinsha?
Are we outside? Like we're like above ground and
there's a balcony that you could sleep on. Yes, you're outside. You wound your way through the city of Udmoors. You crossed a great bridge that looked out over this huge glittering bay in the moonlight. And then you wove back through kind of a rougher neighborhood and into this beautiful university with marble and gold everything.
I was guided through this, right? Like
yes.
someone okay. And I'm standing on a balcony looking out at a bunch of things that are way lower than me. And what do I see when I look out on like the horizon? It's deserty, right?
So as you're looking east, you see the great ziggurat of so there's kind of directly in front of you is I'm going to kind of pan up, right? So right in front of you, there's a neighborhood called the Thorn. It's kind of this lower class neighborhood, adobe buildings with bits of tarp kind of strung between them that cast shade during the day. And then you see two bridges going across, and as this kind of desertified side of it, you cross this bridge and it is this wall of green, these beautiful ornate wooden houses and these beautiful trees, and everything is this bright verdant green, and these small kind of 2-story houses and office buildings that are on this kind of middle peninsula here. And then that all gives way up to a huge ziggurat that comes to the edge. And this is called the High Temple of the Gallant Dagger. And that's where you came from. And then as you look out even further past that, you see a series of small buildings. and a desert that pushes deep into the distance with mountain ranges to the north and to the south in the far distance.
Can I see an ocean anywhere?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Like as you look south, bang, right there, big bay. You have two rivers feeding into the ocean.
If you ask me, Bay is always glittering.
So my intelligence is 12, so I'm not stupid. In fact, I'm a little bit smarter than average. I think I put together pretty quickly that like I must have been the world must have just been much bigger than I thought it was. Like I can just visually see that this landmass is so much bigger than the island I am from. Like I just know. On the island, if I was up this high on something, like up on this balcony, I'd be able to look in every direction and see ocean. So I can just deduce like I am somewhere completely different. And when I realize that I have been moved by clearly magical means, I actually start to get a little stressed and like distressed and panicky. And I'm like, and Bay's by far the nicest person here by like a country mile. And I'm gonna go up to Bay and be like, hey Bay, I don't know how I got here. I think I must have like teleported. I'm sort of realizing I am very far from home, and I also don't know where home is relative to where we are. Do you have any kind of magic that could help me understand, like help me position myself? I've never not known where I was before. It's just very strange. And
yeah. Definitely. First, I just want to bring you back to that point. We're going to circle back to that point from earlier about the sweet summer child thing. This is what I was talking about. So just so that we
okay, well, I wasn't a child ever. Or
no, it's not about that. You don't understand. Never mind. We're not there yet. We'll come. Okay. I'm sure we'll come back again.
Right.
Come back again. We're going to circle back. We're going to go for another walk around the loop. So here's the thing. I do have some magic. It's called an almanac. Okay. And then they go into their into this. I imagine it's got to have a library. This little Molly.
Oh yeah.
Little, apartment.
So
thing
we're looking at geography books and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in and take you and be like, okay, so this, and like you mentioned the island you were from, right?
Yeah, by name.
It's not on any maps though. It's a secret island.
Wouldn't Kendall have known that and like told us through do we know this information?
Yeah.
The grapevine
Celestrina definitely would have known it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would have recognized it by name, Celestrina?
It was a pretty significant thing.
Yes, I would know about Rilamunta because I was there pretty early. Like I went to the sea place. Like I sailed with 3 of those folks or something.
Just for the sake of time, can we just say a bunch of information is exchanged between the 3 of us? Yeah. I don't know if we have time to like role play all of the minutia of like telling each other things.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's what I say. I assume that like we know everything. We know that we're up to date on the story so far.
So I'm gonna have deduced by the end of this exchange that I am on a big landmass called Hodmoors. That's fine. I didn't really realize land could get this big, but okay. I mean, I'm here. There's not really denying that. I'm from apparently a secret magical island and have no clear way of getting back to it. But I do know that I was brought here by Nila Manaji. So probably as long as I keep trying to find her, I will be okay. Because that's why I'm here in the first place. That is my raison d'etre. Skipping the French accent to make everybody from Quebec mad. And then that brings me to my second question, which is why did you tell me that your quest was to free Nila Mananji like mine was, and then all that you or anyone has talked about is different churches and cities and stuff, and like convincing people to join you? And I mean, we killed a bad guy and they seemed mad about that. I don't really know what that was about.
I feel like this might be the time to circle back.
Like, are you gonna help me find my god dragon
Yes,
mother
yes.
thing?
The thing is, it's a complicated and nuanced situation. And it
Mhm.
seems like what I've deduced from the minimal amount of time that we've spent together is that you perhaps don't have a lot of experience in
Uh-huh.
like the world.
No, not very much at all.
Yeah.
How
So
much experience do you have
unfortunately,
in the world?
a pretty good amount, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Just so matter of fact, like.
Yep. Bay is very confident in themselves.
Oh, okay.
But so the thing is like, in order for us to do that thing that we need to do, i.e. rescue Nilmananji, there's like a lot of other things that have to happen along the way. Like, have you ever baked a cake?
No.
Okay. Have you ever eaten a cake?
No.
Okay, first we gotta get you some cake.
I don't know if I can eat that. I mostly eat rocks.
It's just the two of you, right?
You can be here. I don't
You
mind.
can come, yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so if it might be helpful, then if I'm like, I don't know, walking in with cake for why not? I like cake and I'm hungry, so I'm eating some cake and I walk in, and then you catch me up to the situation, and then Celestrina can be like, oh, so you know the people that destroyed your volcano and
The
are
giants,
trying.
right? Yes.
Yes, those are the people who are going to come and try and do the same thing here.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to
Okay.
prevent that because it's
Okay.
not just Nilmananji who needs to be saved. It's also the
Okay.
people here. And then
Well, that makes sense.
when-
Do you think they'll help with Nilmananji if we help?
yes,
Oh, okay.
that's what I was going to
See?
say next. In
That's
fact,
what-
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I just don't.
Yes.
I think I just am lacking a lot of context about this situation.
well, why don't we eat some cake and take
There's
a bath
also
about it?
it's also something I would like to maybe mention. I'm starting to come to realize. I know prior to this I knew like 8 people, and I've met more than that today. So I'm just a little overwhelmed, I guess.
Well, so I think so was Zinsha born after the like devastation at Rilamunta?
Are you asking me that?
No, I'm out of character asking him all.
I'm not going to
You
provide
don't-
information. Penny
you
can
don't know.
provide information.
If
Well, what I'm
Celestine-
saying is that if Zinsha was born after that, then that makes sense. But if Zinsha was born before the devastation at Rilamunta, which was like a month ago, then Zinsha would have known like hundreds of Dragonborn.
Right.
if you
I'm saying
Celestina-
everything that Penny has said is correct.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to be weird about it in character then. Just checking.
You're not going to be
So-
weird about it in character.
Like, so we're just going to rewind now. The last thing that happened is you said, well, we're not rewinding, but the last thing that happened is you said you just met like a lot, like more than the maximum number of people you've known in your entire life today.
Correct.
So
I don't know
that's
how many elves were on Rilamunta
Couple
after the
dozen.
devastation? A couple dozen. So I've met like 15 people. I've met like less than 20 people, and now just today I've met like 50, and I can't even remember all their names. I don't know if
Can I
that's
ask you
normal
a
or not.
personal question?
Sure.
How old are you?
Like 23, about
23.
23 days.
What days? Okay. Yep. That's tracking.
Yeah. I was created, and Nilmananji was trapped under a bunch of rocks, and I gotta say that that made sense to me. Is I basically would wake up and I take rocks off of the god dragon mother that created me.
Mm-hmm.
And then there-
So for time's sake, I need to move
Yes.
things along
Yes.
here. But we spend long into the night talking about rocks and sitting around eating cheesecake like a damn episode of the Golden Girls.
Silky.
And I do hate it.
So as
Yeah.
things
Not
go
good.
into the night, Irish, you hear a voice ring into your head, and you hear, "Irish, are you there? It's Norkel."
Inside Erish's head, like, yes.
What happened? Are you okay? I haven't gotten your report yet.
I was trying to find time to slip away to report in, but yes, and Erish goes on a long laundry list of what happened during the day, essentially, reporting back.
I know Celestrina. She's a good egg. You should trust her.
Should I?
I've met her before. I met her at the Isle of the Mithril of the Mithril Elves. O. You should trust her. She's a good egg.
Should I work with them then?
I don't see any way. Do you see any way that you could infiltrate back in and report? You've sort of been made.
Right. Okay. She's like, I will. I'll go along with them for now.
Let me know. I can get a journal to you. If you write in it every night, that will be your report to me. Obviously, I won't be able to correspond with you directly now that you're not right next to the enemy, but I really appreciate your help in telling me everything that's going on. It's a very important service.
How much should I tell them? And like referring to like Celestrina and Bay and my new group.
Celestrina was keeping friends with a couple of Silver Spear folks. Is an Odyssey with them. Kendall.
They're dead.
Erish is like, no, they're not here.
Oh dear. That's a problem. I didn't know. Well, you're the last representative of the Ethereal Isles there. There will be some military reinforcements challenging the Giants' navy there, but you're going to be pretty separated from us. Good luck. May the gods be with you.
She like sits in, like slouches down in her room, I guess is where she is, and she's just like, well, heck. Just is like, okay, this is a lot of weight.
So what you've gotten from that is that there were 2 elves traveling with this group that were from home.
Yep.
That are no longer there. So you rise, beautiful, flaky croissants are served for breakfast. The flakiest croissant that has ever been made, fetched from the market, just absolutely up to Bayou's standards of flakiness. This is a bit from last season if you don't remember it. You insisted on going out for breakfast every time because the croissants weren't flaky enough.
That tracks. That sounds like
so
you gotta get a tasty croissant.
You got to. How else are you going to start your day?
Croissant.
As all this happens, you are summoned to the ziggurat once again, in this late morning. And you are sat down this is a kind of a 5-sided, a pentagonal chamber. No.
Mm-hmm.
It's we'll say that. That's fine. A pentagonal chamber with sitting on one side, the Malgokthar are sitting to your left. By you recognize the lead negotiator of the Malgokthar is the banker Igbo. Does that ring any bells?
Oranges. All I remember is oranges. I don't remember literally no other context.
He was the one who told Wig to either recover the value of the goods or turncoat on you. Okay. This is not something you would know in character, but something you would know as a person.
Yep.
Also was just kind of arrested your fellow graduate students while you were there. Yep. Okay.
Not a fan.
So Igbo is there representing the Malgokthar, and you, Guillermo, and your team are there representing the Ohabala. And there is a negotiator from the Onoramo present as well.
As
well as a older, haggard not haggard, but like salt water deeply cuts creases into his face. This very weathered halfling man, who you know as Treskor, the bearer of the blades for the Janurota, the leader of the Janurota. This is kind of, and at the head of it is the Mirida, the lead of the Malopelu, kind of presiding over everything. So,
Okay,
Strina,
what
you have a question.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
so I was just gonna give my talisman to someone else, whoever wants it. It's gonna help you with skill checks. So if you think you're gonna need help with skill checks during the influence encounter, then you should take it.
I was also going to cast before we go in, as we're doing like our. I'm so bad at using Foundry right now. I want to cast Enhance Ability.
Cool. You do so. On who?
Great. Who are we gonna have like a powwow about who's gonna be the negotiator beforehand? I assume.
You can definitely have a meetup about everybody's going to be taking on different roles, because remember how the encounters are structured is very different.
Right. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it on me then.
Okay,
I'll
great.
cast
Are you
Enhance Ability on
doing
myself.
wisdom
Eagle
or
Splendor.
charisma?
I'll do Charisma.
Okay, great. So,
Charisma.
And I'll give the talisman to Erish.
all right. So the goal of this influence encounter is to get 6 or more points. If you get a mixed success, will be 4 to 5 points, and anything lower than 4 is a failure. You have 2 influence actions per round. You have 2 discovery actions per round that can be taken as the group. We will start with one person, Snake. So everyone gets a chance to go first. Everyone gets a chance to go last. And so remember that just going for a raw persuasion check is usually going to be the hardest thing to do. Discovery checks give you access to what the different DCs might be, depending on the question that you ask me. So, as you sit down with Treskor, the leader of the Janurota, he will start the encounter saying, "So I understand that the Janurota, the Onorama leader, was murdered last night by these people standing here before me. I need you to answer for what you've done and why." And so we will start with everybody roll a D8.
Molly, can I do one thing just real quick?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I finally have got my shit together. So I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability as a 4th level spell. So I'm gonna cast it on myself, Celestrina, and which of the 2 of you do you think is more likely to be like talking?
I have -1 charisma, so every time I open my mouth, it's a mistake.
Yep. And Eris. Eris, what's your name?
Erish.
Erish. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's like gaseous but kind of liquid, like it's air-ish.
Erish. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Celestina,
Eris,
Erish, and myself.
like the god, but Erish. Yeah.
But like
Right,
only kind
so
of.
Yeah.
I'm actually just going to start with Scarlet. Scarlet,
good.
it has been put to you. Why did you kill Uruhanu? Do you want to do this is something that you answer in role play, and then you can do your discover or influence.
Okay.
How many rounds did you say it is?
It is a 3-round encounter.
Thank you.
Okay. We attacked. What's the name of the guy we killed? Uruhanu. We attacked Uruhanu out of defense of our nation and our fellow people. The first thing I would like to know is what you were told about the Ohabala, and not the Ohabala, the other ones that I can't remember their name.
The Onoramu?
Onoramu. What were you told about the Onoramu? And what has made you side with them?
Give me you can make a history or a religion check to do that discovery action.
Okay, I will go ahead and do history or religion. I will do religion. Okay. 22.
So you know, flavor wise, what you'll kind of understand and intuit from your history of experience of interacting, the Janurota have always felt like a fifth wheel, so to speak. They don't really have land in Hadmur City. They have like a very small spit of land on Malgoktar, and the Malgoktar like inch the walls forward every year, making it thinner and thinner to the point where the Janurota like are basically perched on cliffs in tents. So they don't feel welcomed in the city. And they have not had like the same like level of economic opportunities because of that. Like a lot of because they aren't part of the main city, like they want to trade with other groups and do work with other groups, and like the rest of the city is very skittish about that, especially the Malgoktar. So that's kind of the lore bit that you get with the 22. You can get you can ask 2 questions about DCs.
Okay. What's the lowest DC?
The lowest DC is a survival check. Survival is to talk with Tresker about sailing.
Okay. What's the highest DC?
Is history.
Oh, good.
Playing up to him that how important the Janurota are to defending the city.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. And those are both wisdom checks then. So we can do influence actions with those DCs later by making wisdom checks.
Those are both intelligence checks.
Oh, wait.
Survival is wisdom. Survival is wisdom. So Penny, Zincha, you have an influence action or a discovery action. What would you like to do?
Whichever one is talking to him about sailing, which uses survival.
Okay. So you want to talk to him about how beautiful tell me about what you're talking to him about.
Yeah. How am I getting this information? Like I'm getting clued in based on the exchange between Bay.
Bayou can just tell you straight up. Just be like, hey, like if you talk to him about sailing and you talk to him about like different techniques and everything, like this might curry you favor with him.
See, I know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, hey, I arrived at this continent through magical means, but I've sailed really far from my island, and I've never seen it here. I was wondering if you've ever seen an island with a big volcano somewhere off into the ocean. I'm pretty good at navigating. I've been pretty far from the island. I've never found. And it's Relamunta, if you ever heard of it.
I've never heard of it, but I really do love sailing. It's really the greatest thing. You should come out. I can show you. I mean, you're a little tall for the ships that we use, but you'd absolutely love it. It is a wonderful time. Make a survival check.
Survival. Oh my god, I'm rolling so bad today. I got an 8 after adding all of my modifiers. So I'm guessing that's a failure?
That is actually a critical failure. That is a -1. He doesn't believe you.
Well, he tries to. What happens is he tries to relate to me.
No, you didn't have advantage, so never mind.
No, because this is wisdom anyway, and everyone has charisma. The way this is going to go down is he's going to talk to me about sailing using like sailor terminology with ropes and stuff. And I'm going to be like, oh, I usually just put like a bunch of leaves on a raft and then blow into it. And that's like my style of sailing. And he's just like,
So is that like used up now? Like, is Penny able to try influence action again later, also towards the sailing DC, or is that one gone critical failure?
Is it with a critical failure? It's burned. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
well,
So
it touches the dice.
So actually, I don't think that's in the mechanics. The DC goes up is the answer to the question. It's not burned, but the DC goes up. So it started as the lowest. So it's now higher. You're not sure how much higher. So Celestrina, you are kind of facing everything down. What would you like to do?
Okay. I am going to appeal to Admurs as a deity and talk about how Herja is trying to like unseat Admurs and become a new djinn. Like that's what they're about. And they want to the people who are coming to take over the town are like competitor religion people who are trying to take over their religion with the Herja, like, and make a new djinn. And so like that they should help us defend the city because the very like power and religion of Admurs is being threatened.
Okay. I see two things there. I see persuasion, or I see religion.
I would like to persuasion. That would be great.
Okay.
My result is 23. And I can also role play that.
Yeah, so you just clear DC.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. For the persuasion. So we are back to 0 influence points with him. But as you're kind of laying out that you're trying to persuade him of the evils of Herja, kind of not laying out anything too overly specific about the things that she's done, you are able to kind of get to you're able to get yourself back to a good relationship. And he's kind of like nodding and kind of quiet understanding as you're laying everything out. Erish, you have a discovery action remaining. What would you like to think on?
I think what Erish is doing here is because there are representatives from multiple factions here, right?
Yep.
Including the faction that Uraharu was the leader of, right? So I think Erish wants to kind of survey everybody here to kind of pick up on if anyone has maybe nefarious intent to try to point out in the future of like maybe there's something untoward going on here or could potentially go on.
Okay. I will take. You can give me insight. You can give me perception.
Let's do either way. Well, remind me what the talisman does. What does that? Is that
when you fail 3 times a day? When you fail, you can add a D4.
Oh, okay. Well, we will go ahead and do an insight check then.
Okay. Go ahead.
That is a 16.
Okay. You can tell that the Malgaktar rep is very unhappy that this is even a discussion. And every time that like anyone is kind of doing anything but demanding that they stay, the Malgaktar rep is like stirring, actively shifting and like making little frustrated noises.
What does stay mean in this context?
I don't understand.
Like demanding that they stay, is that what we're doing?
Demanding
or
that they demand? Yeah. So anytime people try to do anything but say that the Janurota should not leave and should stand with Hadmoors just because it's the right thing to do, anything that's not that rigid, just demanding it, is causing him to shift angrily. But that's the Melgaktar rep. That's not the Janurota rep. But yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, no questions about DCs with that. It starts back with you. Hey, Morkel, thank you so much for stopping in. Starts back with you again. So you have an influence or you have a discovery action. What would you like to do, Arish?
I wonder if I'm going to try to I'm going to point that out to the group about that one stirring, but I think I'm going to try to influence again and pick up on the sailing and just be like, try to talk to this leader about, just like go into it of like, so what do you like about sailing? Like, what is there to like about it? I've never been on a boat for an extended period of time to justify, like, why do you find it so interesting? And just try to prod him as much as possible to get him to just maybe have some camaraderie there about sailing.
Okay, give me another survival check.
Sure. Survival. Okay. That's a... Because I don't have any modifiers there. That's a 6. But if that's do I get to add a D4 because of the talisman? Because it's a skill check?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's maybe worth doing to avoid a critical fail.
Sure. Let's try. That's gonna be a 9. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boysy.
And so just is not enjoying the sailing conversation at this point.
Nope.
He is over this, and he's like, I want to talk about what is going on here. The Malgaktar, the Ohabala reps are here, and so far you have explained why you're here, and you've talked to me about boats. I love boats. Don't get me wrong; they're one of my favorite things in the world. But this is literally the why I should be here is what is at stake. But we will get a -1 there. So we are back to -1. Next up here is Celestrino. What would you like to do? You have there's one influence action remaining.
Yeah. Do either of the two of you do either of you two want to discover? Because if so, I am happy to influence because I'm good at
4-round encounter. I'm sorry, 4 rounds, not 3, 4.
I'm happy to discover if you want to influence.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll run that then. I think if I can, I think if I'm rolling charisma, that's a success. Like, okay, but I gotta be creative with it. Okay, I think I'm gonna run it. Let's do the like Magachtar thing, and so who are the people? So was it just the Janurota and the Oniramo, and like the other 3 want the Janurota to stay? Okay, then I'm going to appeal to this person and just talk about the people. Not the people, the plants. Because I'm going to talk about like how much devastation there could be to the environment,
the natural flora,
if there's an invasion and we don't have any protection. Because I want to be I want to be like passionate in such a way as to like get the Magachtar person to chime in and kind of be like yeah, and then also help out with this situation and like help by like trying to convince them also by talking about the plants that we love. They love the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you're trying to persuade the Malgaktar person or the Janurota Treskor?
I am trying to like manipulate the Magachtar person to help me persuade Treskor.
Okay, I'll take that as a discovery action.
Okay, that's fine. I'm following up on Erish's discovery action is the goal here. because you learned that like the Magathar person is like upset about the whole situation.
As a something to counter is coming down the pike is what you should read into that.
Oh, they're okay. Got it. Thanks for explaining that.
Yep.
In that case, I will appeal to their sense of. Okay, wait. Yeah. I will appeal to their sense of like wanting to protect the people. No, wait. Yeah. Maybe I'll appeal to their sense of pride. The Janurota would be the saviors of Admurs, and they could like, if that happens, then there's no way they're going to continue to be so neglected by the rest of the city. And so I'm going to say, like, we need, you, the Janurota, should save the city because not only are you needed, but also, like, you've been neglected. And you know what? People love when they get saved, and they would definitely. So I can also role play that, but that's the role. Do you want me to do you want to have role playing happen first?
Give me a persuasion check.
Do we want to be doing role play first, or like rolling first to know what the result is and then role playing?
I like the role play first and see how it lands.
Okay, then let's role play. If that's okay. I didn't do the last one.
We are.
Oh yeah, we're out of time. Okay, I'll just roll it. It's all good. I got a 25.
Okay, great. So we clear. We are back up to 0, and he'll say, yes, there is a very. No, sorry. You said 25.
Yes.
That's a critical success. That's a +2.
Yes.
Woo.
So you talking about how important the Janurota are to protect the city, how important they are to have around people. Absolutely no problem. Zinsha, you are up. There is that was 2 influence actions. No, that was a discovery and an influence. So there's a discovery and an influence left. I believe Bayou has said that they'll take discovery.
So I have an influence. Okay.
Unless you aren't, I can do either, but I'm offering it to you, my friend.
I'm getting impatient, so I'm going to stand up rather suddenly. What kind of tables are we sitting at?
You are kind of in kind of like a box, like not literally a box, but kind of like it would be like at a sports stadium, like a sports box, or like what they had in the Galactic Senate, those kind of like balconies that kind of come out like that. And you're kind of sitting there. There's a small little table in front of you to hold papers or whatever it might be, scrolls, different tomes and librams. And then you look out into the room, and all the representatives are in front of you, sitting in their different little boxes.
Okay. I'm going to slam the table, ideally with enough force that it breaks a little bit. I'm going to say, I can't believe we're even arguing about this. I have been trying to stay cheery. I've been trying to stay chipper, but all I've ever known is the devastation that the giants wrought on my people. We have 9 of us left. There are 9 of us left. None of you can even fathom that. I'm sorry for the outburst, but we need your help to fight them. You need our help to fight them. We fight them together or not at all. That's the situation. And I apologize for the outburst, and you see me get like really flustered and like sit back down. And so I'm trying to flex
Go ahead.
I'm trying to flex how strong I am, like as a useful ally, and keep it sort of martially focused. I have terrible charisma, so I am just trying to angle shoot you and get a different roll than charisma.
Yeah, I understand the angle. And so what I'm going to give you here is basically, I'm going to see if Zinsha read the room well enough to do this. So I'm going to use insight as the roll for this.
Okay. Insight is +1. It's better than -1.
Wait, you only have a +1 wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was hoping to do athletics by like breaking the table or something, but
you know what? Okay, that'll change the DC around. But I can give you athletics intimidation, no problem.
Athletics intimidation. All right. I really need to not roll bad on this one. I've been rolling so bad all night. Okay.
Pause. Bayou, do you want to use a luck on this?
Oh, I have to decide beforehand? Yeah. We'll go ahead and use a luck.
So
you get advantage.
Okay. Well, the first die was an 18.
Pretty good.
Second die is a 15. And I have +10. So how is a 28? for athletics.
A 28 for doing basically what amounts to an intimidation check. Yeah, you look like a big scary crystal monster. And he's like, okay, like, yeah, no, I absolutely can't fathom what 9 people looks like. Absolutely, from an entire civilization to 9, that is preposterous. So you gain 1 influence point. We're up to 3.
Cool. You need 6 to win?
Nick, say again.
You need 6 to win.
You need 6 to win.
So that's
We're halfway there and halfway done.
Yep.
Okay. I think
All
we
right,
need to get a critical success and a regular success on the next round.
No, Molly was wrong the first time. She said it's 4 rounds.
4? Okay, then we're doing fine.
Bayou, how would you like to discover?
Okay, so sorry. When Celestrina's turn was addressed to the,
Influence.
but it was towards the Malbaktur.
No, it wasn't. That was a warning of a counter, not like someone to like try to take advantage of and make progress.
I see. Okay. I want to try and subtly angle to the naval people that like the journey of self-discovery that Bay has been on in terms of Admoors, and being like, we need to stand together united as a front. But I also see the discrepancies and unfair segregation and not segregation, but you know what I mean, like unfair way that we've divvied up our wealth and our land and our resources. And I think that when we stand as a united front, it's important that we consider redistribution of those resources and the shake that everybody's getting. But I don't want to say it too outright because I don't want to piss everybody else off. Sure. So I'm going to kind of try and subtly float that ideology.
You can give me history or religion.
Okay. I will go religion. That's going to be 14.
You get 1 question.
Okay, I'll take that. What is the next lowest DC?
The next lowest DC, everything can be modified by like bringing something up that's pertinent to it. The next lowest DC, there are 2. There's one that's intellect. There's one that's charisma. Which one would you like to know?
The charisma.
There are praise songs of Hadmoors that will resonate deeply with Treskor as a devout faithful of Hadmoors, the Dambreaker. Mm-hmm. And invoking those songs and invoking those lyrics in a discussion would really have a good effect on him. And so the next lowest DC is a DC 18 performance check.
Okay.
So then Bayou starts with you. Influence, or do you want to do something with that information, or you want to discover more?
I feel like if anyone's going to know the song lyrics, it'll be Bay, right?
I don't have great performance, but I do like. Can I lean on my religious knowledge of like actually being a disciple of Ardmores to like put so much feeling and vitriol behind the song that it resonates more?
Do you have
advantage? Do a very dramatic reading.
Yeah.
A very okay. I will give me a religion check.
Oh, great. All right, that's better. So that's going to be 19.
So that will get you another influence point as you kind of step forward and you talk about how important the water is and how important the protectors of the water, the Janurota, are, You are very moving in this moment. Zinsha, what would you like to do? There is discovery and one influence action remaining.
Discovery and one influence. I will leave the influence to someone with advantage and make a discovery action. What do I even do? What skills do I even have? Can I took proficiency in investigation. Is it possible that it's a little late for this, but is it possible for me to just size up the equipment of the people around and like try to gauge how prepared for combat they are? Like how well trained,
I'll say like
you
can study the room and the way that this negotiation is going in a mechanical way, and you can roll investigation.
Yeah, okay. I'll roll investigation. That is a 19.
A 19. A 19 will get you one question. What would you like to know?
What would y'all like to know, Trev or Nadora?
I want another charisma. I'm really good at charisma things, and I have advantage. So I would love to just get a charisma DC to like a hint for a charisma one.
I would like a hint as to what we could do to charm this faction. What's like a soft spot? What's something that we've been talking around, maybe that we haven't brought up that would garner a lot of favor if we brought it up proactively.
If you are every time and individual pieces of data, like individual data points you bring up about like how have the Onoramo stabbed Hadmurs in the back? Like what did Uruhanu do outside of just like this ritual that you're kind of just alleging that she did something there? Like what else did they do that has been detrimental? Those will chunk the persuasion check DC.
Okay, so bring up other grievances that they do know about rather than making them rely on our testimony.
Bring up stuff that has happened in the past if you want a cleaner shot at a persuasion check.
Yeah, like common knowledge stuff in the zeitgeist. Okay, yeah.
Is it okay, Trev, if I run that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. I want to draw our attention for a minute to the sheer devastation that has been caused by Uruhanu and the rest of not the Onoramo as a faction, no, the leadership of the Onoramo, the people who are just normal citizens like the rest of us that belong to Onoramo. They haven't done anything wrong. They've been duped by their leadership into Mira. How many, you said yesterday that you were going to investigate and find out how many people you lost in the fighting. What was the result of that?
And they turn to you, and from the you hear the squeaking of the mithril kind of rubbing against itself in his mask, and then they'll say 3 score.
Oh goodness, yeah. So out of character, correct me if I'm wrong about any of this stuff, but like, and they had people watching the Council of the Blades from secret locations. Were they planning on interrupting it out of character? Or, yeah,
trying to keep people stuck inside.
And they were going to kidnap everyone there. That was the plan that we foiled. That was the plan that Uruhanu and whoever else was in on it had. Not to mention, do you remember that affair with the sand ship? And that's the same people, the Daragarach, who were working together with the Onoramo. And all of the devastation, all of the death that they caused. What was the name of that city that we were near in Shadowlands?
In that one, I don't remember off the top of my head,
Well,
but I know what you're talking
the
about.
murders in that city, and there were disappearances for months before those heroes got there. All of this is related. It's all together in what the Onoramo have been doing behind our backs this entire time.
Real quick as well, was Onoramu also involved with the Hajra in Estepena as well, or was that a separate thing? Oh, okay.
All right, so I give me a persuasion check.
25.
Woo!
All right, so we are up to a +6 as a critical success.
Woo!
Nice.
Now all we have to do is not lose it. Let's see how we do. All right. Erish, what would you like to do for discovery?
I think because starting this negotiation out, wasn't the leader of the, remind me of the faction again, the boat, the
Janurota.
Janurota, he was kind of coming in with like retribution in his eyes, right? Like he wanted justice because of the leader being killed.
He wanted answers.
Okay.
As to why she was killed. Like, you can't just kill the leader of a country for no reason.
Gotcha. Okay. I had a plan and then it different. I think Erish is going to kind of, in a way, provoke him of like, what does he want? Like in a discovering way of like, how does he react to this? But like trying to provoke him into like, so what do you want to actually happen here? What are you hoping to get out of these negotiations?
Right.
What do you want?
You can do insight, you can do religion.
Okay.
Or insight or history.
Let's do insight. Let's do history. We'll do history. That's a natural 20 plus 1, so 21.
Ooh.
2 questions.
I get 2 questions.
Yep.
And the questions are what
highest DC, lowest DC, things that might modulate other DCs.
Okay, what might influence a DC to go down? If I can ask that question.
You want to talk about charisma checks? You want to talk about
charisma checks, I think.
Charisma checks. So can I? I'll give you the entire mechanic to the highest DC in exchange for your 2 questions. Is that a deal?
Sure, I like that.
Okay. So the base is an intimidation check, right? Is to put the fear of God, the fear of Admors into Trescor by laying out all of the different things that they have witnessed the Hirjans and the Void, the Visions Emissary is the name of the group. Everything that they've witnessed them do across the world.
Okay.
And so every time a distinct incident occurs, that DC 27 intimidation check drops significantly.
Okay.
Okay. So top of our 3rd round. Fourth round, final round. You hear Trescor stands up and says, "Let me put this plainly. If we stand one last time with this city, if we stand once again with this city, we will not be second-class citizens relegated to a spit of rock. There will be land dedicated to the Janurota people here in Admors, here in the city, here in the center. And this is a complication. As this happens, you hear Igbo. Igbo will throw like a whole bunch of papers across the room and will say, "You ungrateful little pieces!" and you hear a silent spell come over him really quick as the shaman sitting next to him like really quickly sets things aside. So you have two complications here. One is the demand, and the other is the Malgoktar reaction to the demand. So you have two things to counter and 2 influences. What would you like to do?
We're at 6 already? Okay. And there's no passing to like not risk a failure? Oh.
So if what is it? A counter and what is the name of the actual mechanic? Counter a
complication.
Yeah, a complication. So if we leave the complications to the end of the round, we will basically lose influence points. But we can basically get above our threshold, and we could keep it that way. Is anyone feeling very strongly about doing influence right now versus does somebody want me to try to influence versus stop a complication? I don't have any strong preference.
I just need something that I won't fail because I'm near the end of the. Am I going second or second to last? I think I'm going second to last.
Second to last.
So I mean,
you cannot do influence actions. By the way, if you just want to counteract and discover, and that can act as a pass. But if you don't counteract, you will lose.
Okay.
My thought was because if intimidation, I'm very good at intimidating, or I'm high skilled in it, at least on my character sheet. I don't know if I'm necessarily intimidating. Anyway, so my thought was if I did the intimidation and influence and try to just knock that out to get more influence, we could do that, or I can just try to counteract here and appease something in that way as well.
You should do the intimidate. That sounds great.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to influence, and I think Arish is going to kind of like knowing that about like the previous gathering of like putting the fear of God in them essentially. Arish is going to go on a last desperate tirade and like list as much as she knows of the atrocities of the Hirja and how they are connected to Onoramu and why there will be nothing. Like it just literally if they do not help in this, and I'm sure that there is something that can be arranged for you to actually have status in this city that you so desperately love.
All right, so what do we got? What are we gonna lay out for him?
Yeah, so should we like help like, you know, what did we learn last night at the bath? What did Arish learn last night at the bath, or what does Arish know from the assignment from Norkel? Should Trev know? Does everything Trev knows? Is that all that like Arish can use right now? Is the question?
No, I think that Arish can use what the party knows.
Yeah. Okay. So the party knows about the devastation in Ilmananji. The party knows that something crazy is happening at the Withering Archipelago. The party knows that there's traitor dragons, but more than that, they like the dragon, the blue dragon that we saved was like raised in like a traitor dragon area. So this is like, and they had more eggs that we rescued. So they're doing animal abuse, but like they're like raising like traitor dragons and stuff. They are, who else has stuff that
the party knows about Estepena, right?
Estepena.
And so your sister city, you're right. They have ties together. Is that what I'm understanding? The two cities are kind of linked in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So your sister city basically got wiped off the map in a term, you know. Yeah, that's the one I can definitely think of.
They killed Odd. They killed Kendall. They like have been like just like the people who are trying just to help, and they took those people and they murdered them.
We watched them firsthand corrupt Llewellyn. Well,
they corrupted Llewellyn. Hirja just totally corrupted Llewellyn, and then not only did Hirja corrupt Llewellyn made like a pact, and then immediately got killed by a different servant of Hirja.
So they can't be trusted, right? Like, yeah.
All right, so that is 7. So give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Come on, +6 intimidation. Let's go.
Got it.
Okay, that is a 20.
Very respectable.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. I mean, like
That's not
minus 14 on the DC, so it's a 13. That's a critical success. So you are up to 8 influence points.
Okay.
Nice.
Celestrina, you can discover, interact, or you can discover, influence, or counteract a complication.
I'm going to intimidate Igbo to shut the fuck up.
All right, make a check.
My total is 14.
You will lose 2 influence points as you are not able to intimidate them, but that is sealed.
Wait, that's how the complications work. Like when you try to counteract, you can lose points.
Yeah.
Oh, then why would I counteract? Why wouldn't I just? We win if we just all discover.
You'll counteract if you lose. Okay, so sorry. It is when you counteract, you have a chance to not lose. You are going to lose if you let it go untouched.
Okay, got it. So unless both of the people who are about to go have successful counteracts, we've just lost the entire encounter.
No, because you're at 6. So, anyways,
But then wait. Why am I counteracting? Why would aren't these like -1?
You have to.
Is it resolved even though she failed? Like
Yes.
the counteract is done? Yeah, okay. So that
Counteract
one's
is
done.
done.
So only one of us has to do it.
So
the
one
other
of the
counteract.
complications is gone
Is resolved, correct.
Sealed. Done.
at the cost of. Okay, that's what sealed means. Sealed has to do with the complication, and so like just to be clear, the complications don't lose us points; they just kill us. If there's any complications, we just lose.
No. Complications lose you points. If they go to the end of the round unanswered, they lose you points. If you fail to counteract them, they lose you points.
Is it like the same number of points every time?
No.
So we don't know how many points we'll lose. These complications could be 1, 2, or more.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
How many points do we have?
6.
And how many complications do we have currently?
1.
Okay, and what is that complication? We dealt with the guy
Is
yelling?
that they are
Yeah, they're-
insisting on getting more land in the center city.
They're insisting on getting more land in the Undercity.
Center
Okay.
city.
In the Center City. I am going to say something that will almost certainly turn out badly in the long term, but I think it's what Zinsha would do. I'm going to say, I can't offer you any land here, but if you would like my assistance setting up a colony on a magical island full of dragon magic where my people live, I would be more than willing to help you with that in the aftermath of this war after we all win it together on the same side together. I can give you land. It's like totally unsettled other than like the maybe 30 sentient people on there. I got here through a magical portal. I'm just saying.
So like there are. So I can see persuasion there. I can see.
I mean, I'll do persuasion. The question I have, we still have an influence after this, so even if I fail, we might still win. The question I have is, would you be willing to give me like inspiration? Because that's a very dramatic gesture. It's a very it's a lot more than other people are offering.
It's also something you have no standing to offer. However, they have no idea that you have
They don't know that. Yeah, they have no idea.
It strikes me as a deception check, if I'm being honest. Do I offer you advantage because of your spirited? I'll let Erish palm you the talisman. Is what I'll let.
Okay.
The talisman is on a failure. I
add a D4.
Add a D4.
Okay. Can I also cast guidance on myself? Or
Yeah,
no shot?
sure.
Really? Okay. All right. We'll call it a flourish. So I'll use the guidance to sort of whatever. I'm gonna roll a d20 plus d4 for guidance, and then if I fail, I'll add another d4 to it. That's how this is working.
Yep.
Okay, and it's -1. Currently I got a 5.
Oh, well, you better roll that other D4.
Okay, total of 7.
Oh no.
So like, yeah.
We are at a minus. We are at a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
But Scarlet
Take
has one
take
luck
us
point
home,
left.
Scarlet. Take us home.
Hey, you
Scarlet
gotta influence.
giving herself advantage on this last influence. You are aware of the lower DCs being the religion checks, being nobody has tried to talk about magic yet.
Okay.
You know
I
that
think
performing psalms was always a good one.
I'm gonna go with the religious aspect of it because that's sort of my wheelhouse. And I think Bay's going to try and focus on the like fundamental tenet of Admorzian faith that of like unity, that we're all one. And so we have to stand together, and Bay understands that means perhaps, like as they were saying earlier, a redistribution of resources, and that's something that Bay is willing to fight for in the long run, but we have to stand together as a united front and defeat this threat before we can even consider that sort of thing. Or before we can address it. It's being considered actively before we can address it.
Okay. Make your check.
What is it? A religion?
You make your religion check, yeah.
Okay, and I am going to use a luck point. If that wasn't clear.
That, yeah.
Oh, nat 20! Woo!
Oh,
We brought it
and
home.
Bayou stands up and gives an impassioned sermon about how the water flows through all of us, and through the water we are all one here under Hodmore's light. Even as they stand there being shaken, their faith crippled by a harrowing experience, they
Listen,
still stand there strong.
I've been
speaking to
proselytizing for a
others.
long time, all right?
And as you never doubt a preacher being able to preach, you should not doubt Bayou being able to preach. And Bayou stands there, and you see this kind of, as Treskor seemed ready to stand up and leave after the Melgoktar outburst, and some oddly timed other theatrics from the party, he seems very content to speak with you and Guillermo, and to hammer out a deal between the Ohabala and the Melgoktar for their continued participation. So that is 6 points. That is a pass. And thank you so much for sticking with us. Again, my name has been Molly. I have been your game master. Next week, we'll pick up with the fallout of this conference. I've been Molly. For Adora, for Scarlet, for Trev, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll see you in 7 days. Bye.
Penny,
For Penny. And for Penny too.
But
Yeah,
not
bye.
Penny, not Penny.
And,
No,
oh
not
my gosh,
Penny.
I'm sorry. And Penny. Of course, Penny. We love Penny.
We love Penny.